Hello, everyone. Hello. I am Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole. Hi, everyone. How are you? I said I'd start at 12:17, and it is exactly 12:17. Boom. Hi, hello. Hey, Bear Tor and Carissa and Ice Bunny and PH and Krellin. Oh, Krellin, who is chasing you? Is there a serial killer after you? In what way? Is it like, do you need existential saving? Do you need physical saving? What kind of saving do you need, Krellin? Because I love to save people. Hey, Cyclonus, how are you? Hey, everybody. Hey, it is good to see you all. How are you? Krellin, I need to know what kind of save. I'm being chased by a live song that is radically different from its studio version. Oh, by the Doe. How is that pronounced? Ice Bunny, you speak Danish. How is, you know the letter O with the little slash through it? How is that pronounced? What is the sound of that? It's not an O umlaut, so it's different. So what sound is that? I mean, I don't know. So, oh, they're French Finnish. Atomica. They're French. Oh, yeah, but I don't know. Maybe, do Danish people know how to pronounce that letter? My stomach speaks. Hey, I will always eat a cheese Danish. I think. Where's my? Oh, so that, wait, at least if I get this right. So the O with the little slash through it is the same as the O umlaut. Well, that didn't do it right. Right, so the O with the slash is the same as the O with an umlaut. Oh. Huh. And the Queen.Kong. Yeah, it's, as a matter of fact, Rissa, both versions are on the Discord. Krellin was so kind to place them in our medium musings. If anybody's not a member of our Discord, you should be a member of our Discord. It is very friendly. And we, an O slasher, so violent, so violent. Be right. Also, Atomica, I do want to hear about this proper noun theory. I'm very excited. Be right hopes that I'm well today, and I am very well today, especially because there was one thing in the Pig Latin that was getting me, one little moment, a couple of things, and I think I've got what it is, and I think it comes back to Ginger Rogers' just kind of like interesting use of consonants. So I'm gonna sing the song right now, but I want you to know that I think I actually have it. Because I was like, there's this thing after the uiare u thre that I was like, there's something wrong with it. I was trying to get it, and I was like, but I think it's uiare u thre u baste ande wrong reo, because you've done us wrong, uvie us, and instead of us way, I think she's us day unde ong reo. So I really feel like using the double consonant that way is really what gives it the rhythm and gives it the flow. And I need to like learn and internalize the Ginger Rogers Pig Latin method is clearly what I need to do, is what is happening. So, Airway and hey, the anime. Airway and hey, the anime. Eve way at gale at way at way it wakes to ute at gale ang way. Airway and hey, the anime. Either I skaze or ani say. Old man the 80 and pray we are a review us ang reo. Ewe every eat red lands lay of bread lands lay today. And when we see the landlord will look at the I get ray in the IA. We're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Ooh. Thank you so much, Be Right, for those bits. It always gives me a good excuse to go and singing Pig Latin, and I'm really, because I think it's uye are u thre you vaste andre, uye are u thre you vas uste ande angreo. I think it's uste ande angreo. Uye are u thre you vaste angwe, u thre you. Is it you've, or does she say ouvie? I bet she just says you've, because she sometimes drops consonants. Uye are u thre you vaste ande angreo. U thre you vaste ande angreo. I think that's what it does. I think that's what she does. Atomica, you can practice the Pig Latin though, and then you just, I mean, what you do is you just talk to people in Pig Latin and they won't know what you're talking about, but it'll be fine. I mean, whatever. So Krellin's saying I found 3 different live performances, so the song is definitely performed that way live, and I found like 5 different postings of the studio version that also all sound the same. So like there's a really interesting sort of split that they're going on, the deux are doing between the live and the studio. That's very interesting to me. Oh, they're actually the first band to perform in English to top the French charts. That's interesting, Krellin. Oh. Huh. Oh. All humans are pretty violent. Yeah, except for PH. Because a lot of people use our special letters as decoration or nothing but them. Oh, well, yeah, that's because, and when you say a lot of people, I think you just mean English speakers, because the letters look, it's, you know, it's the heavy metal, right? I think that it happened with, Ice Bunny's pointing out that a lot of people use the special letters, sort of like the umlaut or the O with the slash, but they don't know what they mean. But what I would say is, right, that it's because I think there were a couple of habits. One, I think it was heavy metal, right? So like heavy metal just started having like all these umlauts to things like Motley Crue and whatnot. And I think it's because people sort of associate Germanicness with like harshness and right? So like somehow like Germanicness is heavy metal. And so then people just started putting in umlauts to sort of see more heavy metal. But the only other sort of example of unnecessary umlauts would be Häagen-Dazs. Like we had like this sort of spate of expensive high-fat ice creams that were American, but Americans wouldn't want to eat the high-fat ice cream if they were American. They'd only want to eat them if they were like European. And what says European more than umlauts? So, you know, just, you know, that's just a thing. That's just a thing. They pronounce the name dough. The full Pig Latin stream, Rissa, is going to be after I finish Night in the Woods, because then I'll have the space right after Night in the Woods. I'll do it on my. I'll do it there. Yes. Yes, the only non-violent humans are dead humans. What if, but you know, Krellin, I think it depends on how long they've been dead. There's a certain point in time where dead humans thrash about quite violently. So even after death, there can be some violentness. So here's the thing, says Atomica. You know when a player says, for instance, Jesus Christ, when something goes wrong, or follow that guy that looks like Johnny Depp? Yes, Atomica, I do know that. Metallica the drummer is a Dane. Is he actually Danish, or is he of Danish descent, Ice Bunny? French, Finnish, Ice Bunny. Her father's French and her mother's Finnish. Metal does a lot of stuff because it looks cool. Like how the current gen's metal band names all sound like bundles of sticks tossed together. Atomica, finish the thought about the proper names, though. And RPGs. Yeah, right. Yes, that made it to... Oh, did our non-European ice cream with umlauts make it to Europe? Yeah, so I want to know. I do want to know whether or not the guy is actually a Dane, i.e. he's from Denmark, or whether or not he's Danish American. This is what I want to know. So what do you think people mean when they say someone leads a rock star life? For me, what someone says, when someone says they live a rock star life, Lars is a dame. I think he grew up in Ghent ofte. Oh. I want to know what love is. So for me, when someone says they live a rock star life, that means to me, they don't necessarily have to travel a lot. They could, but for me, I would say they have to drink a lot. They go out partying all the time. They stay up really late. They may or may not do drugs, but they're certainly doing alcohol, right? So if you're living the rockstar life, you're drinking a lot, you're partying a lot, you're going out to nightclubs, dance clubs. There's probably something either a little grungy or glamorous about you, or a little bit of both. You're probably having a lot of sex. So you're having a lot of sex, drinking a lot of alcohol, maybe doing drugs depending, staying up really, really late, going out and partying all the time. You probably also are, if you're living the rock star life, you're also probably a little bit self-destructive, in the sense that like you're living hard, you're not treating your body particularly well, and you don't care, right? And maybe you're wearing a leather jacket. No, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. I think, says Atomica, they're referencing the world's version of people like that. So Jason might be some prophet of lawful good God, whose name is seen as bad to take in vain. And Johnny Depp might be referencing just some eccentric bard actor that a lot of people know. Oh, I like that. I like that. So if someone said, you're like Danny DeVito, they just mean a person is short and weird and unpredictable. Oh, I like that. Interesting how a rockstar... No, a rockstar life doesn't necessarily mean making music at all. No, it doesn't necessarily have, because it's living a rock star life, right? And I think that that's the difference. If you're living like a rock star, there's a difference. And also I think there's a difference between someone who leads a rock star life and someone who lives like a rock star. If you live like a rock star, that means you have money, and you may also be partying. But if you lead a rock star life, you may not have to make any music at all. You could just be, super drunk and reckless. And probably if you lead a rock star life, you probably also trash hotel rooms. Maybe you are also kind of entitled, right? I'm just saying. Kind of like no one is speaking English so much as they're speaking the world's common trade tongue. Which is why you can be 3,000 miles away from home and still communicate with everyone. Yeah. But I don't have to live like a refugee. Hotel rooms are my sworn enemy. Yeah, you don't, that's true. You don't have to make music to live the rockstar life. You could be a roadie. That is true. And actually, I think there are a bunch of people who we think of as living the rockstar life who actually aren't rock stars. Like those Jackass guys, totally. And are rock stars not disciplined to get the job done? Hey, the OGM. We're right now we're talking about what do people mean when they say someone leads the rock star life. Welcome in. I think what I would say is rock stars are often disciplined in real life, but that is not what the imagination of the rock star is, right? Like if you think about somebody like Eddie Van Halen or any of those sort of guitar gods or even drummers or any of them really, especially like in metal, you have to practice really hard to be able to do that. A lot of what we're seeing is really, really complex, and you have to practice, and you need to practice on stage to get the stage choreography right. Like it's a lot of work and discipline, but fans don't want to think that their rock god is a big guitar nerd who sits around listening to Bach on his free time, right? Classical music. That is not what they want to hear. They want to imagine that the band is just drunk and vomiting all the time, and that's so great, right? So there are a lot of ways in which there's what the audience wants a musician to be and what the musician is not always the same. Yeah, throwing around money, that's also another one, Kulan. I think that they'll also throw around money. And I think, and I think that the rock star life is maybe after all the hard work and practicing. Atomica says, when Axl Rose is in his hotel room an hour after the show starts, he's doing his job. He's being an asshole rock star. Also, I am saying that if you don't pay attention, your model of Stonehenge, it will be like this. The little people of Stonehenge. You know, my guitar, you know, my amp, it goes to 11. You know, like when you're like going all out, right? And like, you like at 10, but then you want to like go a little bit more, right? But there's no more. There's nowhere else to go, right? Because you're already at 10. So my amp, it goes up to 11. So, but why don't you just stay at 9 and then go to 10? It goes to 11. Brian, why am I never around when people throw money at me? Actually, when that happens, you turn it down. Brain. Yes. Which one, Stonehenge 1, 2, or 3? Thank you, Hera Gemma. I try to get my mustache nice and waxed in the morning. There was one other thing I wanted to say though about rock stars. A lot of rock stars lie about their lifestyle because that's what the audience wants, right? In different ways. For example, in the 20s and 30s, there were all these jazz musicians, black jazz musicians, who could read music and were very, very musically literate, but the audiences wanted to imagine that they, because they were black jazz musicians, couldn't read music and maybe couldn't even read, and that everything was just happening spontaneously. So a lot of these jazz musicians, they'd get the sheet music, especially in big bands, they'd read the sheet music, they'd memorize the sheet music, and then they'd play it without the sheet music so that the audience could imagine that they are just wild and spontaneous. In the same way, there is a metal band, and I don't know the name of the band because it's secret, and I mean I just know this from someone who knows someone, that there is a metal band who was famous for, like, you know, going off and drinking and partying and like and groupies and all of this sort of stuff. But apparently none of it was true. That was just disinformation put out. Somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Hera Gemma, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome into the foxhole. Pull up a chair, take your shoes off. Y'all come back now, you hear? No, I just, you know, hang out with us. Welcome in. So basically, this band that was famous for all of this, like, super bad rock star behavior, apparently none of it was true. They would, go, once the show was done, they'd all leave and go home, and most of them were married and they'd go to sleep early. But they knew that having people know that they were like married family kids who'd go home early and go to sleep, and that they actually didn't really drink or party at all, would ruin their image with the fan base. And so they put out all of this misinformation about how, like, oh yeah, they were drinking and like, oh, somebody passed out, right? Even though none of that was true, because the audiences wouldn't believe them as being metal if they didn't do those things, right? So quite often, right, rock stars will sort of create an image that is not true because that is what the audience wants. Control Freak says, I love the quote from someone, might have been Richie Blackmore, might have been Ozzy, might have been Slash, who said, we were never bothered by the Spinal Tap goes to 11 thing because all of our amps went to 12. Control Freak, that's so good. Atomica says, you know what real rock star is to me? Alice Cooper laying in bed with Groucho Marx, watching old movies while Groucho talks shit about all the actresses until he goes to sleep. That is amazing, Atomica. But how are you supposed to dance to bebop? You know that there actually was ways to dance to bebop. There were people who were, I have a friend of mine, one of my colleagues is, this is Kulan's question. One of my colleagues is actually doing some research right now, some field work with old folks who were around during the beginning of bebop in the 40s, and is talking about dance, and they were talking about how they would dance to bebop in the early 40s, which is weird because the story, of course, is that you can't dance to bebop and that nobody did. But apparently there were some dancing scenes, and he's doing some research to uncover them right now, which is super cool. Are they then considered geniuses if they can remember the sheet music? No, because people don't. No, because they didn't know. The audiences didn't want to know that they could read, right? The audiences didn't want them to be geniuses. They wanted them to just be sort of like wild, creative people who did everything by instinct and did not have intellect, right? And so the audiences in the 20s and 30s did not want to think of black people having intellect, and so the idea of them being able to read sheet music or memorize it was not something that the audiences wanted at all. Yeah. Lady Gaga says of her this is Krellin, says of her outlandish outfits and so forth, I'm a rock star, yeah, I'm doing the rock star thing. If I was a man, you wouldn't even question it. That's true. I think also part of the rock star life is kind of a slightly outrageous clothing. Some people dance to bebop, others dance to rocksteady. Yeah, and it's true, because the audiences were racist, and that is why, right? That is why, because, yeah, that's why. But if you learn stuff by heart, you must be smart. I don't know. I don't know if learning stuff no, I don't think that learning stuff by heart makes you smart. It just means you have a good memory. And memory is something that you can train. When I was doing theater regularly, I could just memorize huge blocks of text really quickly. My skill at memorizing huge blocks of texts has atrophied a bit because I don't practice it. It's just memorization, right? I mean, you just practice memorizing. When I was in the Army, in basic training, one of the things you had to do was memorize your chain of command, like this list of people from your platoon's commander all the way up to the President of the United States. It was like a long list of names, and we had to memorize it, and they would quiz you on it. And I had come into the Army from doing theater for, I don't know, 6-7 years, and so if there was one thing I was really good at, it was memorizing information. And everyone thought I was so smart, but I wasn't smart. I could just memorize stuff, that's all. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't actually, like, for me, because I've been practicing memorizing for years, memorizing a list of names was not hard. And I could just go, oh, who's the battalion commander so-and-so? Who's the company commander so-and-so? Who's brigade commander so-and-so? Who's the secretary of the army so-and-so? And like, it was, but that doesn't mean that I was smarter than anyone else. It just means that I had a lot of practice memorizing things. That's all. You know, I cannot give you my name, rank, and serial number because the serial number we use in the Army is our social security number. And I feel like you don't need my social security number. I just feel like you don't need it. That's all. Yeah, and then they, right, and they change it, right? Well, I can't read notes, so if someone can, I think they're smart. Thank you, OGM. Thank you. So it's just one of those things where, like, I actually think that we misuse the word smart. I think that we sort of, oh my gosh, I still have my social security number memorized. When I first started, I was like, how am I gonna memorize this number? And now I like, you want it? I'll just give it to you. My number is that's what it is. I just said it in my mind. I didn't say it out loud, but in my mind I said it, and I was correct, by the way. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think back in the day, maybe in the 40s, like during World War II, it was a different number, but now they just use your social security number. And so we'd be shouting out our social security number all the time. Hey, Origami Shuriken, how are you? Atomica says, memory is important in the military. That's why there was this whole deck of cards thing with all the main targets. Soldiers put the cards so they'd learn from repetition. Oh, it's actually true. I mean, the Army is just like memorization all the time, or the military. Yeah, and you know what's really interesting? Paladin Hulk says, I still don't know my own phone number by heart. And this is fascinating. I'm going to get back to that. B-Right says, I have this issue that when I've used a number more than about 8 times I remember it until I question myself and then I can't remember anything at all. So this is actually interesting about phone numbers. People now don't tend to have phone numbers memorized because they don't need to because it's in their smartphone. But I'm sure people who are Krellin's age, i.e. my age, I'm sure you all remember having like your home phone number memorized, your best friend's phone memorized. Like you had like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 phone numbers memorized. I was like, oh yeah, my best friend's number was like, I had like, you know, maybe 2 best friends. I had their phone numbers memorized, of course. Mine, of course, right? The house home, like, right? You'd have all these phone numbers memorized. And what I think is interesting is that I didn't see it, but there was that movie where, what's his face? When I type my PIN number, I don't actually know the number. I know which buttons to press in which order. Oh, that's so funny, PH. Sometimes that's also true where I know the number, but I don't really know the number. I actually just know the pattern of what I do. Right? Like, but there's a movie with Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, I think it was, where he was some kind of civilian contractor. He's kidnapped by maybe terrorists, put in a coffin with a cell phone that is not his, a burner cell phone, and then buried alive. And he has this cell phone, but he can't make any phone. He can't call anyone because he doesn't have any phone numbers memorized, and so they call him. But I was always like, can't you call the operator? Anyway, yes, right. Like that is what that is. So I wanted to. We're gonna play, but I wanted to tell you something. So here are the things you should know. Tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time, we're having part 2 of Cthulhu Confidential with Jackie Dash, and you should definitely be there for that because it's going to be amazing. It's going to be, yeah. You know what, PH? That's the thing is that not all countries have 911, and he was overseas. He was in a different country. Like, for example, I know that was apparently a big issue in the UK, is that people in the UK would call 911, but the UK didn't have 911. I don't know if they still have. I don't know if they have 911 now or if they have a different number. And yes, unless you're watching Cheryl, and then you should watch Cheryl. Yeah, so I think 99. Thank you, B. Right. It's 999 in the UK, right? So if you're in a place that doesn't have 911, then you don't have it. Oh, you have 112. Yeah. So like, can't just call 911. Thank Cthulhu for noise canceling headphones. Oh, jackhammering and electro stuff. That's no good. I want noise canceling headphones and see what they're like. That sounds interesting. Yeah, Cheryl is going to be streaming tomorrow because her new computer is up, so that's very exciting as well. And then of course next week there'll be the Purloin Code on Tuesday. I've got the regular full schedule: Tuesday Purloin Code, Wednesday Gamer Stories and Atlanta Nights, and the Gamer Stories for next Wednesday is DSB, who is one of my former students, and that'll be really fun. Thursday is Night in the Woods. Friday is Ghost of Saltmarsh. Maybe. I don't know if Friday's going to happen. We'll see. There's some question. And then Saturday is more Horizon Zero Dawn. Cthulhu Confidential. And Cthulhu Confidential is here. Hey, Aurora. How are you? Welcome in. Neither has Denmark. Police is 114, and I learned that after I was robbed. Oh, yeah. Right. So I just set my alarm with your Yakety Sax ringtone? Yes! I hope one day my Yakety Sax ringtone will travel the world and everyone will use it. PH says, I tried to call the emergency line only once when someone drank themselves unconscious. That's a good time to call it. But the people around me told me not to, so I didn't. Oh, but if they drank themselves unconscious, Yakety Sax, don't talk back. Krellin, I see you. You remember Girls' School and Motorhead 999? Oh, yeah. 999 emergency. But apparently that is a bit of a problem that US media gets sort of spread throughout globally, and everyone sort of internalizes the idea of 911, but that's actually not the global number. I saw that at Atomica. It was awesome. Yes. Oh, they were worried about the cops breaking up the party. Wow. That's quality friendship right there. By the way, we hit over 500 followers, so we are going to do a Pig Latin stream of a short visual novel. After I finish Night in the Woods, we'll do that, like a nice short little Pig Latin visual novel. I don't know what it is yet. I'm gonna figure it out. I want something that's maybe like a half hour long, like in that length, and then we'll do it. In Russia, it's 02 for police, 03 for ambulance, and 04 for gas. Oh, is there a 01? So do you think you're close to completing this game? Barantor asks if I think I'm close for completing this game. So here's the thing about that, Barantor. I'm going to give you a German word. The German word I'm going to give you is Jein, which is Ja und Nein, sort of scrunched together into one word. The reason why I say Jein is because I actually think I'm very close to finishing the main game. So ja, but we also have the DLC, so nein. So, yine. It's together. So, oh, there is no one. Oh, and I imagine you do 4 if there's like a gas leak, I would imagine, right? Atomica says, I had a cousin whose kid fell and hurt himself. Not too badly enough for her to panic. And she yelled, what's the number for 911? Yes, Krellin, that is exactly how it's spelled. J-E-I-N is yine. Mm-hmm. Yes. What happens if you finish the game in an hour? Oh, if I finish the game in an hour? Well, actually, we have DLC. Where are we? Where am I right now? What is happening? Oh, it's, oh, 01 is fire. Oh, that's really cool. Yakety sax. So, sorry, yakety sax is, and the thing is, when I did it that time, I did it by going, but I could have done it like a more, like, because the thing is a saxophone, but I could have done it, and I don't know why that feels like a saxophone to me, but I could have done it more trumpet, but that would have been more like, but that's just not what it sounds like, do you know what I mean? Like, it isn't very saxophony. Like, that's not very trumpety. It's a saxophone. So I wanted like a saxophone feeling. Where are we? We're in the money. That's where we are. Irway Inhei the anime. If he finished the game in an hour, he spends the rest of the stream talking about all the instances where studio and live performances are radically different. That's probably true. Like, I mean, Krellin knows me. That is exactly what would happen. PH, by the way, I've got to sing you something right now. Apparently the logic behind it is that the most common service versus the least common and fires. Oh, that is very cool, Aurora. Yeah, sadly, Yakety Sax will always be the Benny Hill theme. I think for us too. It's just, I mean, at least that's how I know it. I know it from Benny Hill, right? Because we had Benny Hill in the US, like given in like on randomly. I feel like Rissa's giving me like a birthday 100, but it isn't even my birthday yet. I'm still not 47 yet. I mean, I'm really close to 47, but I'm not there yet. No one here knows. Yeah, it's the Benny Hill theme. Yeah. Irway and Hey the anime. Irway and Hey the anime. Evoy at gale at way of way at way at way se ute at gale ang way. Irway and Hey the anime. Either I skays or any say. Old man the aviation pray, uyare utrevu este unway on rayo. Ewe evne idre at leansley, evwe at breansley, ute day. And when we see the landlord, we'll look at the I get at the end the IA. We're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. So can I tell you something? I need to tell you something. I realize we're looking at the map and we're doing it. Trooper, we're the same age. I'm also not yet 47. See? We're the same age right now, Krellin, and I love it. Benny Hill taught millions of Americans that not all British are classy. That is true. I suppose you're right, I won't be street. Wait, is my birthday? Oh. Is that really? Oh. What's the date today? Is today the 13th? Oh. You know, Benny Hill tried to teach millions of Americans that the British are not all, that not all British are classy, but I think we forgot that lesson. We forgot the lesson of Benny Hill. Aurora says, also relatives back in Russia said that certain regions which have a lot of tourists will implement 911 sometimes in the future since it's the most common emergency number in the world. Vulpes, am I actually younger than you? What? Oh no, I'm an old bastard. I look young until you see the gray in my beard, but I am not young. You whippersnappers, young whippersnappers. I love that we've got a bunch of Gen Xers in the chat. That makes me very happy. Trooper, how did the American prudes took that Benny Hill was young after young women? I mean, the United States is a very dual-natured country. We are both prudish and also extremely hypersexualized at the same time. So prudes are going to prude, and then hypersexual people are going to hypersexual. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what's going on. And I feel like, you know what I mean? I mean, you have to remember that in the up until the mid to late 1980s, there were a lot of naked people in US films. They just kind of got rid of it. It's the 13th. When is my birthday? What? Atomica, what? I didn't hear what you said. I think I just missed you. I missed what you said. It was weird. I couldn't hear you in chat. What, you're 31 next month, Aurora? Millennial. Hey, Millennial. Hang out with us. Vulpes, you're 49. You're so young. Vulpes is young. Yeah, gray is distinguished. I love my gray hairs, but I am going to go and bleach and dye my beard blue. I really want to do that for Gen Con, so I plan on doing that maybe even today if I'm very productive. That's all. Yes, it can, and I'm hoping to get my blue back. I really want to. And and then the rest of them are prude in a hypersexual manner, and that is also true. Hearing's the first thing to go. Sad to see, really. Why? Okay, I want to know. How to? No, so this is the thing. Today I want to. This is what I want to do today. I wonder. Oh, then you'd have something. And if you could maybe borrow someone else's beard and then dye it blue, and then So I want to today, after stream, I want to go to a tailor and get my Victorian clothes altered so they actually fit. And then I want to get a new printer because my printer has died. Those are, and then maybe groceries so I have food. Those are, and then if I get back early enough, I want to bleach and dye my beard blue. I don't know if I will do it, but I'm putting it out in the universe that those are the things that I want to do today. That is all. Okay, so I have to go to the Bitter Climb. What is this? Acquired taste. What is this? Oh, I've got to. That's fine. I don't have to worry about that right now. And okay, so where is this on the map? Where are we going? Oh, we have to go over there. Okay, everyone. I don't know why we're here. Why are we here? I don't know why we're here. We have to go up here, and we're gonna do that. We're going to go there. I wonder if we should. I worry about our packs. No games, only talk. Do you know that song, Don't Talk, Just Kiss? Who sang that? I need a timeline, damn it. When are you getting closer to death, you crotchety old man? What? Atomica, what are you talking about? I'm not closer to death, dagnabbit. You know, I will totally stop teasing once I have my info. Hey, Volus dude. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you for hanging out with us. Zeke will never die. Zeke will never die. That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Paladin Hulk. Don't Talk, Just Kiss by Right Said Fred. Thank you. They're the ones who did, I'm Too Sexy. Kulan says, like all academics, it takes us that long to get a job. We die in our chairs. Oh, Kulan, why are you speaking so much truth right now? Why? Yeah, academics, it takes us, Oh, featuring Jocelyn Brown. Yes. I'm only closer to death when slow dancing in a goth club. That is so close to death. All right, where am I? And what even am I doing? I'm going up this way, I think. I will tell you, you know what's so, just as like this is, Kulan will appreciate this comment. I am going the wrong way. That's also fine. Zeke is an immortal alien who escaped from the Area 51, 52? Some classified area? Yes. Area 69. All right, I'm climbing up this way. This is clearly what I need to do. Yeah, so I did not go to undergraduate right away. I I was in the army first, right? Like that's what I did. I did Death is Like the Sea. It makes some people really salty.
The way to the mountain will be hard. Ferocious machines prowl every step of the climb.
More corrupted?
Not corrupted, but they will not tolerate humans.
So what else is new?
Okay, so I have got a mysterious climb right now. There was what was I going to tell you? This is what happens when you get old. You lose your memory. So, no, I was going to tell you something. Oh, by the way, how beautiful is this view, huh? It's beautiful, but it doesn't have the range. Oh, degrees, right. I've taken years out between degrees because I'm working class. Yeah, totally. I totally get that, Kulan. I took 6 years to get my associates because school and I are not friends. Yeah, and I did. What did I do? I'm gonna try to jump and see if I don't die. Okay, I didn't die, so that was good. So yeah, I joined the army after high school because I could not afford, right, to go to college otherwise. And so I was
started all right, but I can get through this.
Oh, the game is trying to tell me this is going to be hard. Game, I get that it's going to be hard, but right now I'm talking to my friends. I need to go back to school. A friend of mine wants me to work at her funeral home as a mortician. That sounds like it could be super cool. Oh, Kulan, I understand. Ready to dive, just ready to dive emote. One of my streamers decided to do 100% Witcher 3 completion from scratch, 20 hours in, and have not scratched the games. I know, right, Krellin? Inconceivable. So I joined the army, right, and then I stayed in Germany for a while, and oh hey, look, they're giving us medicinal herbs, and I do not have enough herbs.
I'll find a use for you.
That's very worrisome. So I started, like I started my PhD program when I was 30, and it's really weird being a student when you're in your 30s. I mean, like, it was fine for me, but oh, look at all of that. Oh, there are stalkers. Look, there's a stalker right there. I wonder if I can reach it from here. What do you think? Do you think I could maybe... Precision arrow. I wonder if maybe I can just shoot this thing from really far away and see what happens. Let's I hit it, but I didn't do damage. Oh, hey. Rude. Oh, hey. Guess what? They're all trying to shoot at me. You know what? You know what I really need to do right now? I just started this fight, and in an ill-conceived way. That's a thing that I did, and it was ill-conceived. This is just, I want to point that out, that I made some poor choices. Is it just me, or are online retailers getting creepily good with that? They are. After cleaning snail mail from stuff, there was some usual spam, and also use code X to 10% discount for this zombie baby. And I was like, wait, how did they know what a zombie? I mean, these are questions. In 4th grade, it was not the stars that I ever see at university from the inside, not the degree. The German school system worse than the universe. I imagine there are other systems that are also really bad. I just had an apostrophe. Did you say you had an apostrophe or an epiphany? I'm gonna be in trouble right now. We're going to try to... Nope, this is what's going on right now. What's going on right now is that I need to... yeah. Oh gosh, hold on. Bad times, everyone. Bad times. Hey. Oh, hey everybody. How you doing? I've got bad times. I've got all the bad times happening all the time with the bad times. So, hey, guess what? I've got bad times right now. It's cool. It's awesome. All my bad times. How's that going? Bad times? Oh! I just want you all to know that I'm having bad times. Because I feel like you don't know it, but I feel like you should know it. I also feel like I should know it right now that I've got bad times. And it's cool. So in case anybody wants to know, I'm a little, okay. I just, you know how you're like, oh, hey, let's chat with the people and it's cool and we'll just like hang out, chat style. And then they did warn you. They did warn me. A line from a game that I'm playing. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to murder everyone here. It's just the only way to hold on to my dear sanity. I understand that, and I honor that. Lots of data sharing between Facebook, MLs, and Google. Yeah, it's very disturbing when you do a search for something, and then all of a sudden, they seem to know everything, and you're like, you know, I didn't want that much. Hold on, you know what? They're gonna come at me again, and I need to prep myself more. We're gonna prep these because that is the way we're gonna do it. Because, you know.
Now's my chance.
Okay, I think we're okay. Or something. Okay. Now what are you all talking about? Because I get to hang out with my friends now that machines stop trying to kill me. I hate it when bad guys just show up out of nowhere. You mean you're not under this deadly death roll battle to death? Oh, no, I totally am. But, you know, sometimes they surprise me. And I was like, I was just like having a really lovely chat with chat right now. And then they just decided to get all up in my face. The Austrian, because it's basically the same as the German, they're the only two countries in the world that think that limiting people's chance to get Abitur at the age of 10. That is true, but I think a lot of other countries have things that are in that general vicinity because class systems. I'm a little sad that I don't think got my... Oh! Hook, it's been a while. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, hey, look at that, everybody. Let's craft and let's you know what I wish I could do? I wish there was some way for me to trigger those things from afar, but it doesn't look like it. And that's just sad. Okay, we have to get through this gauntlet of tripwires. But maybe we can avoid them. Like, maybe we can go around them. Or maybe I don't have to worry about them at all because I already killed all the stalkers and everything is fine. I mean, that's going to be what I'm going with. Like, that's going to be my theory. Oh, well, no. Nope. It looks like we're going to just have to... You know what? I'm gonna just pretend. I'm gonna, in my mind, it's fine that I'm gonna trigger all of these. Now I'm just enjoying running as my old teachers this totally a bonus to see if their faces when they say that I'm an art historian. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine, right? Like, just this, right? Like, we're just... It's fine. Yeah, right? It's... Thanks for giving me all of the... medicinal ember. I just... That's... Trooper, that's my theory. Narrator Freeman, the theory was wrong. You know, whenever your GM or a video game gives you lots and lots of health potions, that's when I start getting a little bit nervous.
Good for an old remedy.
Because I'm like, why are you giving me all these healing herbs right now? Why is that happening? Am I going to die? The answer is probably yes. But I mean, I may have just single-handedly made next year 1000% easier. Is it because of the Yakety Sax theme? Because I feel like that's a bonus. Why? In what way did I make next year 1000% easier? I want to know if I'm doing good things.
Here comes the snow.
Mr. Freeman, and that was the moment. Look at all this medicinal... Are you as nervous about this as I am? Because... maybe crafting some arrows, fill up with a bag of holding. Yeah, I need a bag of holding is what I need, Ice Bunny. Trooper, your Morgan Freeman impression... No, it does. It really does. I need to work on my Morgan Freeman.
Now I know what they're guarding.
Really? What are they guarding? I don't see anything. I just see a big snowstorm, everyone. I'm concerned. I mean, how am I supposed to tell what's going on when there's a big snowstorm everywhere? Ugh. I'm going to just jump across here, and I'm going to save so that, you know, in case of death. The moment you get a gun in this game, that's when you go, well, I'm about to be screwed. Yeah. I realized you're living in a dorm. I am. I was talking about taking mortician medical course. If I moved to Penn, I could dorm up and start my education while looking for a job and not have to worry about house hunting media. This is true. This is true. I've lived in a dorm for a long time. I'm going to be moving out at some point in time, probably, most likely. Definitely, depending on what happens. We'll see. But living in a dorm is really great because it saves you a lot of money. Like, this is a really expensive place to live, and this has saved me a lot of money. Hey, look, there's a vantage point here. And then we're close. My players encountered some halfling throwing a festival, so their characters all sat down and partook of what turned out to be a hero's feast, and suddenly everybody was paranoid that there was a TPK incoming. Oh, it is such a pretty and deadly game. Also, I really love the idea that you get a hero's feast and everybody is freaked out, because that's how, yeah, that's how it should be. Oh, so this reminds me of basic training. So when I was in basic training, I was high speed, low drag. What that means is that I did what I was supposed to do. I was sorry. No, get us, like, I've got a storage space. I recommend it. As a matter of fact, I've recommended it to one of my colleagues. And so when I move out of here, I'm hoping that she can move in to the place that I'm at, because I think it's great. I am actually quite the fan. How far do they throw the festival? Wah, wah. Also, is there a reason why there's so much Heidi space right now? All right, so when I was in basic training, I was what you would call high speed, no drag, which meant that I did all the stuff that I was supposed to do. And please do not think that this means that I was like super hardcore and like therefore like no, I just was like, oh, they want me to run and yell. Oh, okay, that's fine. And like some people, I found a college for reference, but I can't find pricing. So like I knew a lot of people. There were people in basic training who were like, those drill sergeants can't make me do anything. They can't make me do push-ups. And I was like, they can. Actually, that's kind of how basic training works. Just do the push-ups. Or they'd be like, oh, those drill sergeants, they're never gonna get me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, they want me to yell real loud. They have to make me yell real loud. And I was like, oh, my friend, just yell real loud. Like, just make your life easier and yell real loud. Like, that's really all. And they had a terrible time at basic training. Like, their time at basic training was miserable because they were fighting it the whole way. By the way, I'm just looking for more medicinal sagebrush is what I'm doing. Well, they can't make you do push-ups. They can just make you stuff that... Yeah, right? And so some people suffered quite a lot in basic training. I did not suffer quite a lot in basic training because I just, like, did what I needed to do. It was fine. By the way, since we're basically almost all full up on our medicinal sagebrush, I'm going to actually go back to the save point because... I would like to just... Oh, hello, bunny. Oh, I missed the bunny. Bunny! Oh, I tried to kill that bunny, but Ice Bunny wouldn't let me. Fine. I'd never join the military because I know that, and me and basic training would not be friends. It's entirely possible. But I was like... I mean, for me, I was like an actor, right? And so I was just like, oh, I've done theater since I was 11, and this is clearly sort of like a performance. They want me to just yell and run around and like whatever, so I'm just gonna do that. And then I did, and then I was fine. And, but here's the thing that was really funny. Part of what they need to do in basic training is stress you out, right? Like that's part of the pedagogical goal is to make you stress so that you can sort of deal with it, like high pressure. And they were having a hard time. It would be awesome if this page clarified that the 3K per apartment is monthly or for. Oh yeah, that would be nice. Well, I wonder if it is. I bet it's for a semester, but they should clarify. Hello, Baron. I was explaining how I did not get really stressed out in basic training because I understood that it was performance and it wasn't personal, and that they were not out to get me, that it was just, right, that they were just doing their thing. And so I just did all the things I was supposed to do, and it was fine for me. But yeah, right, it's a safe place for all that higher pressure to happen, right? So they were doing that, and they couldn't get me, right? They kept trying to, like, they would yell at me and I wouldn't take it personal, and they would try to do these things to stress me out, right? And they were not particularly successful at stressing me out. And so they changed their tactic. I don't get along with meaningless orders, and I don't want to be mentally broken, so I shoot without wondering why. See, here's the thing. They don't break you if you just do what you need to do. That's the thing that I thought was, that was the thing that was, like, and also, it was my job to say why, because I was military intelligence. So and they didn't, like, as long as you do what you need to do, they don't need to break you. And I also understood, one of the reasons why I wasn't bothered is because I understood that the orders weren't meaningless, that they actually had a meaning. And the meaning was, they needed us to pass our physical fitness test at the end of the 8 weeks. And most of us could not, when we started, we could not pass that physical fitness test. They needed to put us in a high pressure situation so that we could know how we could deal with it. Like, I understood the pedagogical, I don't know why as an 18-year-old I understood it, but I did. I understood that there was a point to all of this. And so, but I didn't but I wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, I understood that there was meaning, so I wasn't bothered. I understood that it wasn't personal. And I understood that they had to do these various things. And so they never could get me. And so they tried all these like really tricky ways to get me. It was funny. And what they ended up doing, this goes back to, I bring up this story because it's related to the Heroes Feast. So what they did was they started being nice to me. They just started being nice to me. So they would do things like, they would say, they also taught us in basic training that we are not allowed to follow any illegal orders. That is not okay. So we are supposed to be thoughtful and questioning about our orders because we are not allowed to follow illegal orders. So we should know what orders are illegal and we should not do them. Like, those are part of that. 40K estimate total between housing and courses. I could handle that pretty easily. Oh. The tear gas part at basic was interesting. Container full of fellas chilling with mask and everyone gets curious and removed it. Too bad. Do they give you illegal orders to test that you didn't follow them? No, but they gave us a lot of training about not following illegal orders. We actually had a whole unit on that, and I remember it very clearly. And I sometimes wonder, like, did they not give that training to other people? Because I certainly got it, and I wondered what was going on there. Anyway, the point being, we're not brainwashed. So the thing that I thought was hilarious was they started doing these like, they started doing nice things for me in basic training, right? So they would, I remember one time they're like, "Hey, Pennington, here's like like they gave me like something nice," and it does. The U.S. military, as opposed to some other militaries, relies a lot on independence. That is true. It's one of the things that they did. It's one of the things that made us a bit more effective than certain other armies, is that we do have a lot of individual independence. And so some armies were so top down that if you would just take out some of the leadership, the rest of the thing would just sort of fall apart. But they do have, that was not how our system was set up. So they would give me nice things. Like, they would give me these nice things, and I would be like, oh, thank you so much. And then they would be like, "Thank you? We're not your friends. Do the push-ups." And they would kept doing these nice things, and I would kept saying thank you because it was like part of my habit to say thank you. And then they would use that as an excuse to make me do push-ups. And I was like, dang it. And I wasn't mad at them. I was mad at myself. I was like, I got it by the end. But they would always do these really, really nice things for me. Look how beautiful this is. And then I would like say thank you, and then they would get me, and I was like, dang it. So their way of getting me was not by like yelling, it was by like doing nice things for me, and then I would say thank you, and they would got me, and I was like, that's why all of our enemies and our allies feared us in World War II. We didn't know what the F we were doing, so how could they? They do all that so that the chain of command is, if the chain of command is broken, the force doesn't fall apart, as nobody knows how to recuperate the loss. Yeah, and that was actually...
Apaka Shitstorm Tour, Day 10.
Oh.
So here's where I learned how the world would end. My second apocalypse in a year. Looks like there's a lot of construction going on now. Why would that be?
Wait, who's Bashar Mati? This makes me very Did this guy Bashar Mati like ruin everything? Is this the person who did it? Oh. So generally being polite is a bad thing. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that being polite. You could say Black Lions, which was our unit motto, but don't call an American sergeant sir. Somebody. Yeah. Don't call me sir. I work for a living. Yeah, they would say, "Don't thank me. I'm just doing my job. What, do you think we're friends?" They would say a lot of things. It was very funny. And I got that it was hilarious, right? Like, it was absurd, right? It was hilarious and it was absurd. And I just remember being like, if I was at all frustrated, I was frustrated that I said thank you again when I wasn't supposed to. You know, that they caught me, and I was like, dang it. And it was this little game where they'd be like, hey, Private, here's this nice thing. And I'd say, but I would try not to say thank you. Oh man, it took me a while. There's a lot of BS machismo in the military, but it's mostly a defense mechanism, like medical staff having gallows humor. Yeah. Hey, Lieutenant, the Sarge said he doesn't think you work for a living. Pretty rude, huh? Oh, they know we say that. They know we say that.
Smell his.
I don't work for a living, bro. That's what sergeants are for.
Got dark.
Right? Like officers have they do different things. Also, I want to know who Bashir Mati is. Look, gang, this whole time, the USMC, the Marine Corps, is different. You call a drill instructor sir because you're a recruit and not a Marine, and don't rate calling any full Marine anything but sir. I was going to say that we now have a name. I'm wondering, this person that we've been following, you know, this person who's been getting those viewpoints all this time, do we think this is collectibles? Hey, I'm a little bit concerned about this Bashir Mati. Data text points, scan glyphs. Is this like I'm a little concerned, everyone. So the respect response, I'm sorry. No. The correct response is yes, drill sergeant, and then probably doing push-ups. That's right. Sorry. The only thing I'm sorry for is having to deal with you, baloney private. Yeah. So you don't say sorry. You just say yes, drill sergeant, and then if you have to do some push-ups, then you do some push-ups. So here's the thing, everyone. I think I want to get I think there is game progression. We're at 85%, everybody. Look, I think here, like, these are the viewpoints, right? I think we should go back to this thought. Yeah, except for the Air Force. There's a lot of intercorps rivalry too, but it's all brother stuff. Like an Army soldier and a Marine might give each other shit, but mess with one, you'll have to deal with both. Except for the Air Force, you all think that, you know, we make fun of each other, but, you know, we take care. Even the Air Force think they're nerds. It was interesting seeing the difference between Parris Island USMC boot camp and Fort Leonard Wood. Oh. Yeah, very different. We have a lot less hazing in the Army. I've still beaten our Armed Forces shinty team, so I'm still not impressed with the Army types. You know what? It's fine. What's wrong with the Air Force? What's wrong with the Air Force? What's wrong with the Air Force? Well, what can I tell you? No, it's not that they're nerds. How well the drill sergeant of Fallout 2 would do at the current Army? That's a good question. Oh yeah, you don't mess with the Coast Guard. They are hardcore. The Air Force, though, here's the problem with the Air Force. One, their uniforms look like crap, and they do that on purpose because they want it to look more like commercial air pilot people rather than military people, which is not impressive. They are super elitist. They think they're smarter and better than everyone else, and that's dumb. Yeah. Marines fight men, Army fights men, Navy fights men, Air Force fights men, Coast Guard fights acts of God. Yeah. It's interesting. The USMC does all their hazing in boot camp, whereas in the Army you can make those under you do push-ups as punishment, whereas in the USMC you can't. I was never made to do push-ups outside of basic training. And in basic training they made us do push-ups all the time, but that's because they were trying to get us to pass the push-up test, you know? Yeah, I don't think I was ever made to do push-ups outside of basic training. Or advanced training. Like, outside of a training environment, I don't think that ever happened. So, I'm a little bit concerned about who this person is. You know?
A pocket shitstorm toward day 4.
Like, when did we learn? Like, I am concerned about this right now. Like, when did we learn that this was... Oops. Yeah. I'm concerned about this. I'm concerned. No, I wasn't infantry. That is true. The Coast Guard also has, also used to have NASA. This is true. NASA's complicated. We didn't have push-ups as part of our physical fitness test. It was a 3-mile run, pull-ups, and sit-ups, which later turned to crunches. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and we did have push-ups as part of our physical fitness test. So the basic training involved doing a lot of push-ups, right? So there was a lot of you need to do push-ups because that is what our test was about. I was a 98 Charlie, which they changed. Oh, look at that, gang! Look how beautiful that is. That is gorgeous. And sometimes Air Force or Navy. Sometimes they're Navy pilots. So I was a 98 Charlie, which they've changed the number, but is a signals intelligence analyst.
The inside of the mountain like it was an egg.
Ooh, everybody.
Yes, yes. Quickly now. I prepared the way ahead.
35 and now.
So you've been in here before?
To a point. You'll see.
Okay. So here we are, everyone. I hope we can reboot Gaia. I hope we can... Mochi! Hey, Mochi! Well, actually, Mochi's mom, because Mochi's the cat and not you. Unless you actually are the cat who is, somehow has taken over the computer. I am doing very, very well, Mochi. I am, I'm excited. We're in endgame for Horizon Zero Dawn. It's very exciting. We're talking a little bit about the military. Then I will just kill you. I will just call you Mochi's mom. It's what's interesting is that if I pronounced your name, Mochi's mom, because it's all one word, with a different emphasis, syllabic emphasis, it'd be Mochi's mom, which is almost like machismo, but like different. Right? We the letter number combos were always so strange to me. Yeah, I mean, you get used to it, I suppose, right? Did you have like letter number combos? Like what was your MOS designation? Or did you have a designation? I have good friends who met over a D&D game in language school in the Air Force. Ah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, were they in Monterey? Were they in Monterey? Maggie is hiding deep beneath my bed due to the jackhammering. Oh, sad kitty. I do have a big streamer who is German call me Mochismum. DSB! Everybody, DSB. That's going to be our guest for next week. I'm doing really well. The pronunciation of Mochi's mom is what happens when all the macho Lachinos go home. Nice. Mine was 1345. The first number is indicative field, like the 1300s are all engineer fields, and 45 was specific, so heavy equipment operator. Oh, so it's the same. It's the same with in the Army, right? So the 90s was all the intelligence and security command. 98s were mostly intelligence was 98s. I think MPs were like 90. They were a different 90s. So like military intelligence, mostly signal stuff, where they were 98s. Although there was like 96 Bravo was the order of battle analyst. So they were intelligence people, but they were like whatever. Whatever. So like 98 Charlie was the signals intelligence operator. 98 Hotel was the 98 Charlie was the signals intelligence. 98 Delta was, what were the deltas? Echoes were intelligence analysts. Golfs were collectors, voice collectors, signals collectors. Hotels were Morse code operators. Hotels were Morse code intercept. Golfs were like voice intercept. Echoes were electronic intercept. Maybe deltas were image analysis. Maybe. I believe that like human intelligence stuff where it was a different number other than 98. It might have been like 97. I think the 97s were human intelligence. So like your interrogators were in the 97s, I think. So like which number was like your like, so like 90s was like basically intelligence security command. And then the specific number was a kind of field. And then the letters was like the subfield in that one. We did not have numbers or stuff. Alas, I was merely a field cook poisoning the soup. Hey, poison all the soup, Volus. See, that it all seems more complex. No, it made sense, right? So if you're like, the 10s were all like infantry, artillery, like sort of combat arms. So like 11s, like 11 Bravo, like the 11. So 11s were infantry, 11 Bravo was regular infantry, 11 Mike was motorized, mechanized infantry, right? And then like 13s were like, I don't know. I think all the 13s had like, and like tankers maybe might have been 13s, and like, right? So like each decade is like a particular large command, and then each number is a subfield, and then you get like specializations within. And oh no, I forgot the Pope in my current Crusader Kings 2 playthrough is a possessed cannibal. This will make things Kulan. Maybe being a possessed cannibal is okay. Maybe it's fine. I mean, maybe it's not fine. Why do you have to make...
You made a climbing path for me, but left an army of machines for me to deal with?
Since when were machines any obstacle for you? If you could fly, I wouldn't have bothered with the climbing path either.
Oh, silence. Oh my Kalan, CK2 is such a hard game to understand all the nuances. I should try to play it again soon. War is where I always struggle. Well, you know, actually, PH... what you say is technically quite accurate, right? Well, I don't know if the possessed part, but like they are chosen from God, and also the what do you call it? The communion wafer turns into the flesh of Christ, which makes them cannibals, right? So I mean, it's all in there. You see, in the USMC, you've got a different MOS once you've got enough rank. Oh, officers have different numbers completely. Silence is a jerk. So, I want to go up that way, but I also want to see what's over here. In the Army, the officers have completely different numbers because the officers don't. The officers don't like. We have specific jobs, right? And the officers have core level jobs. So I feel like there's like an intelligence officer. And if you're an intelligence officer, if you're an officer specializing in the intelligence corps, you're just in charge of like intelligence units, but you don't have like a specific job, right? So you would have like a combat arms, like an infantry officer who would be assigned to any kind of infantry unit. You'd have an intelligence officer who'd be assigned to any kind of intelligence unit. You'd have an engineering officer who'd be assigned to any engineering unit. The only officers that actually do jobs would be pilots, medical people, lawyers. Like there are certain officer jobs that are basically professional officer jobs, and they have specific jobs, but most of the rest of them are just sort of generic leadership, but specialized in a larger field. See, the USMC can have an engineer battalion, so it can be from second lieutenant. Yeah, we'd have like an engineer battalion, and you'd have an officer in charge of that battalion, but you know, they're not engineers. Do you know what I mean? They're not engineers. Eddie Izzard from Atomica. Okay, what did you do while you were down there? I told them to drink wine as my blood and bread as my flesh. What? You based your religion on vampirism and cannibalism? Anything else? Well, in 3 days I'm gonna kinda... yeah, oh, Eddie Izzard is so great. So as long as you have way more, you don't need to break down into 3 groups. Who has the time to fight wars at CK2 when King has enough worries with dating and having a chat with talking fish? This is fair. This is fair. Hey, Pumpkin, how are you doing? We're discussing how officers don't do jobs, but also the... what's the word?
This is exactly the kind of place I expected to find you in, Silence.
Thank you. It's one of many workshops I've constructed over the years.
Oh. Hey, Silence is here. Through holograms. You generally want... I'm paying attention to these tips, these King and Crusader tips. I'm paying attention to them as well. Crusader Kings. Oh no, you generally want to keep your troops balanced between the two flanks in the center. Mochi's mom. Getting flanked in combat is bad. Yeah, the UMC doesn't tend to move around officers that much if they can help it. So your CO might have one time been a lieutenant. Oh, and that's going to happen in the army as well. Well, right, like an intelligence officer is going to be basically an officer for any unit.
What are you waiting for, Aloy?
Give me a second, Silence. I'm talking to chat. Will be an officer in intelligence units. So that's going to be the case, right? So there'll always be an officer in an intelligence unit if that's their specialization. But like intelligence units also have dining halls, dining facilities. And so if you're assigned to, you will be assigned to an intelligence unit if you're an officer, but you might be in charge of the dining hall of that intelligence unit. You might be in charge of motor pool for that intelligence unit, whatever. But you would, if you were an intelligence officer, you would not be assigned as it to an infantry brigade, right? You'd stay within intelligence units, generally speaking. But intelligence officers don't have any training in intelligence, really. They just have training in leadership. Pumpkin says, I think I might have found a possible apartment to move into in a couple of months. That would be amazing. I cross my fingers for you. Mochi's mom says, I think it's the mechanism I don't quite understand. I will watch more YouTube videos to understand the nuances. I got lucky and had an immortal trait in Kingdom Crusader Kings 2. Died in combat. Immortal just keeps you from aging. There's some more complexity to it, Mochi's mom, but basically, if you have a flank attacking you in combat, you're taking twice as much damage while only delivering this amount. Oh. Dining hall? Weird. Our units are broken up so that the infantry battalion doesn't have a cook in it. That would be a support battalion placed with it. Does that mean you're in charge of the candy and the cars that have gas? So the thing is, it depends, right? If you are if you're a military intelligence battalion, you probably have, when we were in Korea, we were an intelligence battalion, and we had a dining hall unit that was attached to us, and those people were not they were cooks, but someone had to lead that unit, and almost all the officers in the intel unit were intel officers. If it were a support unit, like if there were like an actual support unit, like sometimes we would have a supply, like a logistics battalion, and of course all of those officers would be logistics officers. But for like a small little dining unit, we had like a very small little one. It wasn't its own unit. Yes, and those cooks were permanently attached to the intel battalion. No, they were assigned to the unit themselves. Yes, like they were, and like that was cool. But there were also then sometimes food service units that were large enough to be their own unit, so where they actually had their own unit and that they were attached to a larger unit, and they would have like a logistics officer in charge of them. But if your sort of dining hall was too small to be its own separate unit but was attached to the intel unit, then you'd have an intel leader. Yeah, because I mean, it just sort of depends on how. I mean, remember, we have, like, the army's huge, right? Like, it is giant. We have so many people. I remember our intel officer was so mad that we had this new lieutenant. And the new lieutenant came in, they had to go and be in charge of the dining hall for, like, I don't know, like a year or 6 months, something like that. And they were mad because like they want to be in charge of the special intelligence subsection, but like they had to rotate around. They didn't get to do anything they wanted all the time. You know. Yeah, I mean the USMC is super small. Did they have to be good cooks? No, they didn't have to be good cooks, but we had some very good cooks in the Army. All right, so what? I suppose we're just gonna go in here, everyone. I mean, oh no, we're gonna talk to him. We're gonna talk to him.
For years, I tried to get through this hatch. I drilled, I burned, I blasted. But we both know that you won't have any trouble getting through.
You make it sound like I should apologize.
Not at all. It never occurred to me that the way through would not be with force, but with a key.
Well, then maybe you should have thought about that.
A key in human form. The failure of imagination was mine, not yours.
Yeah. Aren't we still bigger than like the next 10 military combined? I think that's actually true. Oh, you know what? I should probably do my wrist exercises. I will tell you, cooks are so important. There are a couple of people in your life that you want to make friends with if you're in the military. The cooks would be one of them. And then also supply. You want to make sure the supply and the cooks are your friends and they like you. That is my advice for anyone who's going to be in the military. Ooh, gosh. My wrist is really tight today. Yes, you want... Because if the cooks are your friends and they like you, they will give you extra food and maybe also extra cookies. Like you can get extra stuff and like hot food. It's like sometimes they won't give you the heaters for the MRE heaters. Like they just don't. Sometimes they just don't pass them out because they don't care. But like if the cooks like you, they will give them to you, and then you can have hot MREs, which taste way better than cold MREs. Because I'm going to tell you, beef stew cold, not delicious. Beef stew hot, delicious. That is all I'm saying. Good advice for life in general: do not annoy the people that make you food. Yes. Also, just be nice to people. You know what I mean? Just be nice to people is what I'm trying to say. Even if supply is a traitor. You just made me think of the sage sergeant in Beetle Bailey. If supply is a traitor, you definitely do not want to upset them if they're a traitor and perhaps also dangerous. Yeah, I'm just saying, right? Be good. At the moment, I'm doing my exercises. Let me see. Let's oh, Krellin, I knew you were thinking about night witches. I was there with you. I was there. You were thinking about Boris. Let's ask, when did you come here?
Looks like you've spent a lot of time here.
19 years ago, a great explosion destroyed this mountain. Gaia's death, your birth. The echo could be heard as far as the claim. Ash darkened the skies. How they fretted in meridian as they tried to read this omen. The crater burned for weeks, but when it cooled, I was the first to behold what lay within. Over time, the machines closed ranks to protect it. Useful. Soon, no one dared to come here. Except me.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to scroll up in the chat because I missed something. I completely judge people by how they treat service staff. My dad, first sergeant, drilled that into me. Yeah, I mean, if you are a nice person but really awful to service staff, then you're not a nice person, right? Though Boris was an accidental traitor. Good old Boris. I mean, you know. And when she complained that it had been long enough, I think the response was, "You're not being hazed, we're killing you." PH. Oh, I remember that from the Orange and Black when she insulted the cooking and they starved her. Oh, wow. I should watch Orange is the New Black. He wasn't like, oh, the Soviets are so bad, let's destroy them. He's just like, yes, this is true, Krellin. He was like, yes, money is good. This is true. And I also think with him that it also got, I don't think, side note about Night Witches, that I don't think that it started self-consciously being a traitor. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that he was like, I think he was like, and I don't even think it started on purpose, right? I think you do deals with some folks, and then pretty soon you find out, and you do more deals with some folks, and then you find out later that the folks you're doing deals with are actually Nazis, and then they blackmail you, and there's nothing you can do. Now you're stuck. And I don't think that Boris was like, I'm going to go do deals with Nazis. Awesome. Or like, I don't care who they are. The Nazis will pay me the most, and that's all I care about. I think that he's just doing deals with people, and he did deals with folks that he didn't realize were Nazis in the beginning. And because that's how Intel works, right? Intel works by seeming innocuous at first and making deals that seem totally fine, maybe like a little teeny bit sketchy, but not really sketchy. And then once you've done it too much, then you can't get out. So it's not like Boris, but it's not like Boris started out aiming to do deals with Nazis, or that people said, hey, we're a Nazi, do you want to do deals with us? We have money. And he said, sure, I don't care, it's money, right? Because they don't do that. They just say, hey, I'm a businessman, do you want to do a deal with me? And then you just start little by little by little, and then all of a sudden they're like, by the way, we're Nazi intelligence, and if anybody found out what you did, it would be really bad for your wife, right? It would be bad for the people you care about, so you better keep doing deals with us, right? So that's the way they work. Yeah, right? Like, Nazi spies don't come up to you and then say, hey, I'm a Nazi spy, give me the secrets, right? They seduce you. And he got seduced by that, and that was like a bummer for him. Like, that was a bummer for everybody, really. So Barantor says, so about a month into joining my unit El Toro, they had an operation going out as an MEU as part of Operation Desert Fox, which was afloat in the Gulf. I was on ship ready to go and past the kitchen. Saw a Navy cook full on wipe his nose with his forearm and then stick his whole arm in a pot to mix up some tomato soup. Oh! I ended up being knocked off that operation as it ended up being not as big as I thought. I am MREs for the rest of the time. Yeah. Oh, that's no good. That is no good. Yeah, it's the death of 1,000 paper cuts, right? That's how they get you. Oh my gosh, so many NPCs died in that game. It was, yeah. Rocket Fox is a merciless killer out for NPC blood. But you know what, I will tell you, if it had not been for Rocket Fox making merciless choices and Anna Geeks being in there able to help them a couple times with some clutch moments, there would have been PC death. Like, there would have been PC death. Also, if we'd played longer, there would have been PC death. Maybe there wouldn't have been PC death if we played longer, but there probably would have been. Like, they were very, very lucky that nobody died, is all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. And Pumpkin says, a thick accent and being named Han should instantly tip you off, though. Point. That's a point. That is a point. Let's ask why he's not here. Why aren't you here?
I thought you might actually be here this time.
Oh.
Actually, here.
I think Anastasia probably would have died too.
My presence is unnecessary.
Yeah.
You don't need my help to pass through this door.
Yeah.
You were the one born to do this, not me.
Yeah, if they played longer, first off, that would have been fun. I would have enjoyed playing longer. I would have been happy. But of course, Krillin knows this, right? Y'all know this. I would have been happy to run another 4 sessions, let's say. Just like another 4 sessions would have made me very, very happy with that game for the pacing of it. Like, I don't think I would have needed another 10, but another 4 would have been nice. But we couldn't do it because scheduling wise, we all scheduled those 13 sessions, and Shell Game was going on walkabout, and people had things they had to do afterwards. You know, that's PC's.
In her message, Gaia said we could restore her, but after seeing the damage, how could that be?
I'm sure the robots will fix
She
it.
said any effort to repair her must come after Hades is destroyed. I concur. Rebuilding the terraforming system now might allow Hades to use it as a weapon. Because of Gaia's sacrifice, it has been forced to search for means that are less convenient.
But do you think it's even possible to restore Gaia?
You know what the cauldrons are capable of. How they fabricate any technology necessary to create a machine.
I wonder if science will help us recreate
By the same
Gaia.
principle, it should be possible to replicate every technology necessary to repair Gaia. But that would take years. And we're counting the time we have left by the hour.
Well, I'm going in, everybody.
It's time for me to head in.
Yes. When you find the Master Override, you will gain the power to defeat Hades. Everything depends on you.
Oh, hey Rissa, did you see that I put up the recap for last month's session last night? So the recap is up. It's up already. Already.
Genetic identity confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Sobek. You are clear to proceed.
Okay, we have to search these ruins for the Master Override. How much you want to bet this will be really easy? It'll be just like a 5-minute walk to the Master Override and then we're done? Right? Like, this will be just... I forgot how much fun it is to put together a BOB. The thing is, once you've depleted all the local NPCs, you have to move on, like, like a mining operation. Yeah. Hey, look. Stuff. We're gonna take all of that, and we're going to... What is in here? Gaia Prime arrival log.
Logging arrivals. Shan Margot.
Welcome to Frozen Hell. Population 10.
11 counting Gaia.
Don't count your chicken embryos before they're incubated, hon. She's still firing up. Ain't a while before you eat that omelet.
I'm vegan, Travis. You think we'd worked in the same secret base long enough for you to notice?
We weren't scheduled to shack up here for another 3 weeks. You realize I just lost 350 kilos of pre-code smug comics in transit.
Wait, actual physical media? Why didn't you have it digitized?
Can't beat the feel of physical media on your fingers. And in here, we ain't gonna be touching a whole lot else. Figured I was gonna pass the time archiving them. What about you?
Me? Work, I guess. My task queue stretches out for like 3 years. There's a lot of sharp edges to round off. After that, I hadn't really thought about it.
Oh, you will. You're what, 30? Reckon you'll be the one turning the lights off at the end. Food for thought, huh, vegan?
This sucks forever.
Nah, not forever. Just the rest of your life.
Wow, these folks. Nice. So this is how I design my video game. Yeah, the poor guy lost all his homework. Hey, do you...
Mind your footing.
Hey everybody. Did you see that moment where he said mind your footing and I fell down an elevator shaft and almost died but didn't? Did you see that? Did you see that? Yeah, mind your footing. Like, it's nice that you tell me now. Whatever. Silence is sometimes not helpful. I know, dev humor. Wow. Hey, is everything gonna be okay? Tate is still a creeper. Okay, here we go, everybody. We're gonna, Wait, I'm afraid. What? Okay, we're gonna... I don't... Well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna get rope burns. Rope burns! I imagine the calluses on her hands are probably so epic as not to be even understandable. This is my thought on that one. Do it! I just want to jump on things. Let's see what we can do, huh? Let's see where we can go. I don't know if this is the best place to go, but I want... Do you ever, do you ever play yeah, even her calluses have calluses. Do you ever play a game and think, am I walking the right way? Is this the right way to go? Or is this not the right way to go? Am I gonna be in trouble? Hey, it's a power cell.
This should be the last power cell I need to get to that ancient armor I found.
Sweet. So, I can get the ancient armor now. That's awesome. How do I do that when I am here? Maybe this happens later. You went the right way, by which I mean the wrong way. Oh, so I feel like there's a jumpy place right there that I want to get access to. Come on. Well, maybe the way to the jumpy place is this way? Oh, hey everybody, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh, hey, guess what? She always acts like tourists, right? Yeah, no, so I fell off a little bit, and I am on the edge of a cliff, and I do not see how I will... if you've got the power cell, you went the way that isn't the way to your goal instead of the way that is to your goal. Yes. So I just want you to know that we've had a really great time together, and I am going to die now. Like, this is going to be... it's gonna be... I mean, I wonder if there's a way to get down without dying, but it does not feel like that is going to be true. Maybe it is true. Do you think... Hey, do you think we can get down... Oh, God, look at this. Nope. Nope. That was not the way to do it. More death. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that wasn't it. I know, right? This is the emote. So next time, let's not just jump off the cliff in that way. Have I played Narum? I haven't. Oh no, I haven't. Is it excellent? So our intemperate protagonist's knees end up through her shoulders. Yeah, I think it sometimes happens. Like, what am I supposed to do about that? So the problem is, I want to go there, I think. And there's clearly a path that will take me up there, but I am not certain the best way to access it. I mean, I want to just like... Krellin's like, what? Tripper died because he stupidly walked off a cliff? That never happens. I do still have the power cell. I do still have the power cell. So the question becomes... What does this do? There's a thing here. I don't know where this is going to take us. I want to go up there, though. This is the thing that's making me mad. Not mad, but like mad. Not mad as in angry, but mad as in insane. Because I feel like there's a... So, all right. This is what we're gonna do. We're jumping down. We're jumping down, and we're gonna climb up this way. Well, we're gonna walk around. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening here. This is a...
Guess that's my way across.
Yeah, but I want to go over there. Like, there are all these things that I want to do that are not the ways that they're telling me to go. It's really good, but it requires non-Steam version of Oblivion to work. Oh. Story is far superior. Well, Anarch Dovey, you're saying that the story is far superior to Oblivion, but that isn't hard to do. Yeah. No. Can I tell you something? Anarch Dovey, I want to tell you something. And what I'm about to tell you is true. What I'm going to tell you is this. I finish almost all the video games I start. It's a kind of a thing with me that I always feel like I need to finish video games, right? And I have finished most video games that I have started. There are... See, look at that. I want to know how we get there. There are a couple of... She loves the snow like a tourist. There are a couple of exceptions to... There are a couple of games that I have not finished. One of the games that I have not finished is Oblivion. And I always feel guilty about not having finished it, and I keep thinking, I'll go back and finish it. But dang, that story is just not very exciting. And it's so repetitive. It's just like, oh, here's another Oblivion gate. Let me close that one. Here's another Oblivion gate. Let me close that one. And yet another Oblivion gate. Let me close that one. And it just gets super old. So, gang, before we like go the way we're supposed to go, I just want to give one more... I want to check one more time that there's not some way for us to... Oblivion's long, especially if you're a little bit of a completionist, and the story just was not exciting me at all. At all. Yeah, no, the Dark Brotherhood was amazing. I was really enjoying that. I was like, ooh, Dark Brotherhood, this is fun. I don't want to fall off and die again, because I feel like that would be too predictable. But, come on, give me joy. Look, there's clearly a way up. I see it right there. Right there outside of my fingers. Can I just... Why? Why are you taunting me? Look, right there. It's right there. Do you see it? Wait a minute. What if that's not a way up? What if it's a way down? Maybe you just can't... Maybe you just can't. Oops! I find that in Skyrim, the main story is more exciting than side quests. I should play Skyrim. I should play Skyrim. Yes. Insanity's doing the same thing over and over and is expecting a different result. But sometimes you get a different result because you jump differently, and you just make it. Yeah, but that rope on the right side... That rope there is to slide down, right? This is the thing that makes me very curious, because usually you slide down with ropes, but you climb up with those little things. And there's clearly a path up to that tantalizing cave. Like, there's a cave, and it is taunting me. And I don't know why I can't find out what's going on there. That's all. Skyward's okay, but the Song of the Dovahkiin is the best part. You know, I wish. Or there's... Okay, well...
Don't think, Aloy. Just do it.
Really?
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Shut up, Silence. Maybe I do get there... Oh, hey. I feel like we're moving forward.
It's, held like this for 19 years, right?
Well,
Don't answer.
I'm very concerned about that cave. Is it bad that I just keep thinking about it and thinking, I want to be in that cave? Like, and find out what's there. It's a mystery that is exciting to me, but whatever. Maybe they just put it up there.
Oh, glad that's over.
Is it? Maybe they put it there to mess with me in some way. To make me just want to be there but not be able to. And that's possible. Maybe I am a secret cave dweller. Maybe I am. So let's not just die this time like I did last time, because that's not fun. And I hate using up all of my exciting mushrooms, my magic mushrooms, because I just, I know the music did go ominous.
Not this way. Maybe further up the shaft.
Oh, wouldn't it be really awesome if the special cave had jump jets? Well, we know for sure Trooper doesn't cave under pressure. He just ignored. I didn't ignore the cave. I looked at it longingly and with desire. And I was super sad that I couldn't find it. Oop. Here we go. Go. Okay. Here we go. I don't... Ooh. I just... Oh, hey. Let's look out the window. That's so good looking. It's all right. What if there's something I could, like...
Must have been where they lived. What's left of it. Once this was all enclosed by rock and metal.
I wonder if I jump off of things, what will happen? It's just... I mean, I have questions. I have questions about what happens if I jump off of caves. You know. Like, what happens if I... No, Trooper! Bad Trooper! Don't jump! Okay, I shouldn't jump. I'm just looking to see if... Right? If there were a place to jump. It doesn't look like there is. It looks like if I jumped, it would be bad. So... I won't do it. Even though it looks really interesting. Ooh.
Record. I just woke up. I see the numbers, but can't make out the time. I was dreaming of... I was giving a lecture in Q Hall. Maybe it was something more shamanistic. I don't know. An audience of shadowy faces under a blank open sky. I told them the world ended with a bang. A plague of robots. The last humans. We went out, not with a whimper, but a whisper. You know, in caves, ending like we started, huddled around a flickering glow. The heads of state, the Fortune 5s, the leaders, and lottery winners, and life cults, all of them buried in their little shelters. Some believing they'll live it out some way, somehow, or Elysium, or us here at Gaia Prime, no different. A multitude of tiny societies taking hold, flaring, dying. Some will be beautiful, some horrific, and none of them matter. Short-term civilizations. One last gasp before the long-held breath. Before I wake up, I know the audience is gone. I'm talking to myself.
Ooh.
To a quiet planet, a barren sphere. Just Gaia and her long, long dreaming.
Ooh.
I hope she won't be lonely.
Wow. Ooh. Dang. My friend who played this game is a historian, and he always wondered if the people can actually make metal since they get it from the machines. Huh. It's a good question. Infinite abysses are just another tool game developers use to constrain the level. But what if it's also used to tempt me, to make me, you know, want to jump off of it? Oh, the machines, yeah. So I applied to Cornell University, and I got accepted to Cornell University for my PhD. And one of the things that you do when you, like, you know, in that PhD moment is you go and you go visit, right? Krellin, I'm going to tell you a story that's going to be that's okay. Wait, I'm going to tell you though because it's going to get worse. Like I'm telling you even a worse story. So I go to visit Cornell University because I get accepted to their PhD program, and I want to see what it's like. And what you may not know about Cornell is that it is atop a lot of gorges. Like these deep, deep gorges. And I didn't jump off the cliff at Cornell, but I really wanted to, because you'll probably be hard to understand. And maybe this is also an indication that I'm not afraid of heights. I don't know. But you have to cross these bridges to get to Cornell over these huge gorges. So if you stand on the bridge and you look out over the edge of the bridge, you're just over this huge gorge. And no, actually they do. There's like this play on words when they say that Cornell's gorges, there's like a whole play on words. And so I remember looking and there's like, Cornell's like a really high suicide rate, because a lot of people just jump off these bridges, although they've now fixed, they've now sort of put these nets underneath the bridges. Anyway, so I was looking over the bridge and I thought, so a lot of people jump off these bridges, right? And I got why they did it. Or at least I don't know why they did it, but I got why I would do it. Not because I was suicidal or that I wanted to die, but because it looks sort of like if you jumped off, you would just float. That's what it was like, so sort of surreal and picturesque, almost like a movie, that it just felt like if you jumped off, you would just like float. But I knew that would not happen, that you would just die, so I didn't do it. But, you know, I'm just saying that like I had that impulse. The French have a term for it, and I don't know their word for it, but basically the call of the void. And it's that feeling you get when you're somewhere high and just feel like jumping just cause. Yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't like, oh, I want to end it all. It was just like, oh, there's like I could just jump off right now. Like it was that, and like I remember thinking I could just jump right off. I didn't because it would be bad. But now it makes me feel like maybe I should parachute jump, right? Like maybe I should do like a parachute jumping thing. You know what kind of setting would be great? Something like D&D, something of a mixture of Discworld and Last Unicorn, where characters are aware of the tropes of fantasy, fairy tales, and tabletops. That would be fun. I know. Yeah, and the funny thing was so interesting to me about it. It was the call of the void. It wasn't anything. Like I wasn't thinking in a gloomy way at all. It just was just really beautiful. And I was like, oh, I noted it. I was like, oh, Al sneezes sound like farts. Oh, I want a parachute. Kind of. My house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything. Welcome in, Crit Witch. Thank you for the host. Right now we are talking about that sort of the call of the void, when you're sort of standing over a really tall place and you kind of just want to jump, not because you want to kill yourself, just because it seems so beautiful and like the void is so interesting. And it's like, you do need to go to better places. That's a kind of same effect when you see something glowing hot and you get that moment. I want, yes. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, I want to touch it, and you know you should not touch it, and I don't touch it, but you want to. You're just like, I want to touch that, right? But you don't, because it's a bad choice. Yeah. At one point I thought skydiving would be cool. I think I hit my mortality phase of life early. I feel like it's cousin to people who talk about eating babies. That's so baby's so cute. I want about it. Yeah. But sometimes, like, I actually have good impulse control, but I also recognize my impulses. Like when I was in the army, I had this. Ooh, a log. We're gonna hear this log first.
Evacuation happened so fast. No time to think things through. No time for goodbyes. There were lines in the medical ward. I told Tom Pake I'd be with him when he went under. But there was one last shipment of Paradis-Sadie zygotes I could get processed if I rushed. I'm still angry at him for forcing me to choose. Angry at myself for... Well, he died alone. And I didn't get the bloody birds of paradise saved either.
Oh.
All the time left in the world now to think. Gaia Prime's locks are sealed. Elysium sealed up, safe and sound. A distance of miles, but it might as well be on the other side of the galaxy. All the betas and gammas and support staff living their lives. If I hadn't been an alpha, if things had gone differently, I could have been there. Instead, I'm spending the rest of my unnatural life in here with people I don't even like. And without the one I would have gladly spent my life with. Given a chance. 2 hours since I signed off on the final executables, and I'm already a bitter old man bitching to his focus. There's a thought for future generations.
Oh, poor guy. I feel it every week when I'm driving over suspension bigs and my box roast. I totally get that. I totally get it. So what will be the 2020 crazy thing now that society has done the Tide Pod thing? Yeah, see, Volus, I feel like that's a thing too. People are like, I'm going to eat a lot of goldfish. Like, yeah, let me do that. I think sometimes people just like, they get these feelings. They get feelings. What do you think we're going to... Maybe we'll just make it around the other way. I don't know. Yeah, so I get that sort of, that urge to do a thing, to be like, what happens? Or like, goldfish are so cheesy. Or like when you see things that are clearly not food, but they look so delicious that you want to put it in your mouth anyway, like marbles. And you're like, I should not eat those marbles. And then I don't, but then sometimes I want to. Sometimes I just think, well, that would be fun. I could just, I don't mind stupid stuff as long as it doesn't hurt anyone other than the dipshit doing it. I hate the, I hate the ice cream lickers. What are the ice cream lickers? What are the ice cream lickers? What are they? I don't know what the ice cream lickers are. Don't eat marbles. You need those in your head where you won't lose them. This is fair. I feel like I've not been all the places.
It's home. I know it. She didn't even get a chance to unpack. These are her journals. Elizabeth's journals. And they're all destroyed?
Scan them. The Focus can rebuild them, but the process is slow. To us, it seems a powerful device, but its engine is tiny and limited.
How slow?
Days, weeks, years. Concern yourself with stopping Hades and extending the future. and you might live long enough to hear them.
Okay. Can I... How do I... I would like... I'm just afraid that I've missed something. That's all. Oh wait, people have been licking ice creams in stores and then putting them back? What? A young woman got arrested after posting a video of herself taking the little ice cream and licking the top before. Why would you do that? What is wrong with people? That's so dumb. Here in Finland, we have candy called green marbles that are sold during Christmas. They're sort of a marmalade covered in sugar. Huh. Huh. No, I have not heard about this ice cream licking thing. That's so dumb. Ugh. Like, what is wrong with people? Like, don't mess with other people. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's really what I would say. Don't mess with other people. Like, let other people, like, come on. Yeah, that's, but also, why are you, like, you're doing this on stream too, so that we can all see you commit crimes? Like, I mean, ever since the, you all know, ever since that guy was tampering with Tylenol, tampering with, like, stuff that will get you. She's gonna get a lot of legs in prison. People are gross. When I was a kid, I heard that an older person, when they were young, made fake peanut butter out of poop and put that... Why would you do that? Dog needs to pee. Oh, on the point of candy, Lofty Pursuits, public displays of confection made loads of hard candies, which released... Oh. Yeah, no, it's ever since that Tylenol thing, right? They didn't even do the gay stuff before the crimes. You gotta... Yes! They're very bad at the whole thing. Also, did we do everything? I feel like we didn't. I feel like we didn't do everything. I think I must have missed a turnoff. I think I missed a turnoff. So we're gonna try again to see if we can find this turnoff, because I feel like we missed it. I feel like maybe we need to go this way. Here we go. We're there. Okay. Okay. I think this is where we want to go? Through here?
Elizabeth. What is this?
Oh. Hey, what is this, everybody? Well, let's touch it.
This is Charles Ronson. I'm logging this 6 hours after final deployment of Gaia Prime. This morning, an access port seal malfunctioned. Gaia Prime's port seals were designed to close with a seam of less than 2 millimeters. But this one closed with a 10 millimeter gap. Enough for an energy signature to bleed through. Enough for the swarm to detect this facility. Enough for Gaia to be discovered and destroyed. Enough to end the future we worked so hard to make possible. Unless the hatch servos were manually re-engaged.
Oh.
From the outside. I'm now switching to a recording of the event.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm not going out there.
Now, who has signed up for?
Of course you didn't, Travis.
Either we sent someone out, or all of this was for nothing.
It should be Liz's decision.
So when is she going to get here?
She said 5 minutes. You don't think...
Oh.
Okay, everyone.
Oh.
I've repaired the seal. Gaia?
Seal closure at 1.4 millimeters. Confirmed.
Elizabeth, no. We'll find a way to bring you back in.
It's not gonna happen. The swarm's too close. Really. It's alright. Gaia's complete.
Oh.
She'll take care of things from here on out. That's what she does.
Oh.
Not like this. There's so much we...
Guys, you know me. I'm no good at endings. At letting things end, so, let's not.
Oh.
So, happy trails, Liz. And, see you around.
Oh.
Take care of each other, alright?
Liz.
I'm okay with this. I wanna
Oh.
go home. Goodbye.
It's the music.
That was the
Wow.
last transmission of Elizabeth Sobeck.
The music's trying to do it for you.
She gave everything for the hope of life on this planet. And we are all in her debt.
Oh. Okay. Well, we have got some things to look at. Oh. Oh. Voicemail from Ted Farrow. What does Ted Farrow have to say?
Hell, Liz. I know you're never gonna hear this. That's not the point. You got to play the savior and the martyr all at once this time. Great work.
Yeah, someone's chopping onions. Oh. This one is, from Travis Tate.
Look, Liz. You're a pretty stand-up gal. I'm sorry you died. If you had a home to go to,
I'm with you,
I
Levi.
hope you got there first. But this monument Ronson's made to you? Kinda creepy if you ask me. Rest in peace, Liz. God knows you earned it.
Krellin, I know what reference you've got. Chopping some broccoli. Charles Ronson.
You'd hate it, Liz, but I wrote you a eulogy. I had to try to express all your children. After all Apollo has taught them, they'll think they know everything. But they have to understand what you did for them. How you loved the whole world so much.
Oh.
With an intensity that was dazzling. Bruising. And in the end, it killed you. Or you died for it.
Oh.
Different perspectives. No one could keep up with you, live up to you. I don't know, maybe if I hadn't taken that postdoc in Joburg. I'm glad you shut down the Lightkeeper protocol in the end. I don't think I could have taken seeing another one of you. I mean, Elizabeth Sobeck. There's only one.
But guy made a new one. Oh, that was Charles Bronson. Oh. Who? Hey, Game Feels. I'm gonna talk to Silence.
Aloy?
She's gone. Really gone.
Yeah.
You knew she couldn't have survived, Aloy. And her achievements were beyond exceptional.
While her people bickered, she was the one who took responsibility. The only one who could.
She was better than them.
That's not what I said.
That's right.
She was. You shouldn't be afraid to admit it.
Silence, knock it off. No. Stop acting like a machine. That's what I say.
You just for one moment stop calculating and let yourself feel. She sacrificed herself for her friends, for the future, for life on Earth. Doesn't that stir anything in you? The generosity of it.
You're trying to invest her decision with something magical. It was a rational choice, not based on sentimentality.
You're wrong. Remember, she knew it wasn't enough for Gaia to think. She taught Gaia to feel. To care, to sacrifice, to believe in life. Enough to fight against hopelessness. If it wasn't for that sentimentality, life would have ended. You and I would never have existed.
Your argument is sound. I'm sorry for your loss.
She said she wanted to go home. Maybe.
What?
Nothing. It's time to go
I
home.
think we're going to try to find her body later. I think we're going to try to find where she died. I don't know if we can, but I feel like that's what we're trying to do. We're going to, you know... Oh... Gang, I will tell you, I'm a sucker for people doing the right thing. I'm a sucker for that. That is like a thing. Oh, you think we're gonna find out she didn't die? Oh. Voice recording. What do we have?
Hello, Margot. How are you holding up?
That's Charles Ronson.
Dr. Ronson, I've been getting a lot of messages,
Oh.
unsolicited messages from Ted.
Oh.
Margot, I'm sorry. With Liz gone, we've got no one to run interference with him. I'll talk to Ted.
Yeah, talk to him.
He mostly wants updates, constant updates, hundreds of updates on things he knows nothing about. Liz used to field all of his crap.
He doesn't understand the systems at all. That was kind of by design. But he's getting pretty sketchy with me.
Did Travis make...
We just have to keep him happy. Liz always said keep him happy.
Yeah,
Are
but...
you kidding? You ever hear how she talked to him?
She was managing him, Margot.
I mean, maybe I should ignore him. He's buried in his pyramid with the Hola Hola girls and Antimod cuckoos. What can he do?
I bet he can go and turn Hades into some kind of horrible thing. What if he goes mad? What did Travis? Oh, did Travis go mad and turn Hades into a bad thing because he didn't want life to continue on? He wanted to destroy all the things? What happened? Oh! Hey everybody, I just want to know what happened. Yeah, Travis is, yeah, I feel like there's badness there. And that is, oh hey. This is where we came in. We came in this way, but there's a thing this way that we did not explore that I thought that we could see what it is. What's in here? Just let's, hey, we explored, we went to new places. I think they were talking about Faro. Oh, Ted. Oh, no, I think you're right. Yeah. Oh, what if Faro did it? You're right. It was Ted. You are correct. Was Ted even... Oh, whatever. All right, we're prying open this door. What do we have in here, everyone? We have supplies, which is great because I love supplies. And we have this.
All right. Let's start over from Eleuthia 1.
Running integrity tests. Dr. Brochard Klein, may I speak outside protocol?
I suppose so. There's no one to stop you.
Doctor, you are fatigued. You have been logging abnormal sleep cycles. Are you suffering from depression?
Well, I am trapped in a science facility for the rest of my life. How about you?
In a time slice of a quadrillion operating cycles, 10,000 are involved with processing the loss of Dr. Sobek. I have considered quarantining these processes. Do you think that would be wise?
No.
I'm not a psychologist, Gaia, or an AI scientist. No. It is natural. At least in the context of the work you and I have accomplished, which begs the meaning of the term natural. She was your creator, the patron saint of this crazy endeavor. Our Lady of the Fervent Hypothetical.
Even assuming a string of significant failure combinations, Zero Dawn's chances of success are greater than the hypothetical.
It's called a manner of speech, Gaia. Take a note.
Yeah. Well, we're going to the master override switch. We're going to see what we can do. We will see what we can do. I just... It's funny that we went into this secret space to find this cubbyhole to learn that Gaia was mourning the loss of Elizabeth Sobek. Like, that's such an interesting little piece to hold out from us. I wonder how this game... I wonder how you experience this game if you don't read all of the lore and get all the little pieces. If you just run through. Like, do you get emotionally attached to all the people? Do you not? It's from Ted.
What are we going to plug into their heads, Les? A whole lot of history? A whole lot of so-called truth?
What if it's Ted who did it?
A whole lot of noise?
Ted, I don't like you.
It's not pablum, Les. It's poison.
I'm worried. You don't experience. You're just a gamer dude getting gamer points. Maybe that's, yeah, maybe. Well, let's climb. Was it Travis? Was it Ted? Who caused some trouble? Is what I want to know. Yeah, yeah, right, that general's feeling all this guilt, and like, really, it should be Ted Farrow who's feeling lots of guilt. My goodness. That's all I have to say about that. It's probably not all I have to say about that, but that is a large thing about what I have to say about that. Well, gang. Yeah. What if it was Margot? It could have been Margot, because she was the last person?
Another section at the back of the crater. Looks like it survived the blast.
Because it was armored, you found the control room.
I'm on my way.
Well, let's go this way. Oops, sorry. I almost just walked off a ledge, because I do that sometimes. Let's, do you think I can just jump across? Let's do that. Okay, it's good, right? Yeah, if I were locked with Travis, I might do some sketchy crap too, because Travis is the worst. I don't... Well, let's see what we can find, everyone. I'm really glad that Aloy is really good at climbing and has got great grip strength, because if she didn't have really good grip strength, the whole world would end. I'm just... Oh, yeehaw! I have not seen that one, and I love it. PH. It's from Ted.
I've been taking a hard look at the project.
This is not good.
In the end, it's simple. It's clean. It's clear. Erasure. Addition. By. Subtraction. I can make it better, Les. With a single stroke.
Ted's a problem.
All go away.
I really don't like the direction this is going.
Yeah, me neither.
Continue.
No, clearly Ted Faro is a problem, is a problem. Ted Faro is a problem. Yeah, Ted has gone cuckoo for a lot of reasons, and I'm feeling super not excited, as she said, with how this is going. We are... you know, I'm just kind of jumping places. I don't even know if these are the places where I'm supposed to be jumping, but I'm jumping there. Also, I don't think this is where I'm supposed to be. Right, yeah. I don't... Oh, hey, look. It's a stairwell? We could go that way, because that's the way we're supposed to go, which is totally what we're going to do. But I'm going to actually keep going forward, because I just want to see what's on this other side before we go where we're supposed to go. Because I feel like you can only go to the side areas so many times. Okay. I don't think... Yeah. Oh, you know what I think? I think we are that place. We're at that place. Yeah, the final... Yeah, Oh, the game Do Not Feed the Monkeys, I do not recommend. Oh, there's some gross stuff in there, like a retired Hitler XP that I actually inspired to pick up. Oh. Break on through the other side, my friends. Yeah, this is the cave that I wanted. I knew this is the cave I wanted. I knew it. Here we go. Ted Faro is a problem. Oh, I'm worried. Everybody, we have a cutscene. There's a cutscene. What happened to these people? Did Ted Faro kill them? This is not good. This isn't good, everybody.
When I opened the hatch, the air rushed in from this side.
Because there was none inside the chamber.
But the alphas were in there.
Yeah, I think Ted Faro killed all of the alphas. Because Ted Faro's the worst? Is... Yeah.
Unlocked out of core control. Alpha clearance overridden. What the hell is Omega clearance? Oh no.
Alpha personnel. Sorry to alarm you, but
Ted.
I need you to listen, okay?
To
what I'm about to say. This isn't easy. See, please, stop trying to access the set system, okay? See, what this is about is, I said stop trying to access the goddamn system. And what I'm trying to say is, I can't stop thinking about the ones who'll come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge? Like it's a gift?
Ted. We've talked about this before. Apollo has 3,000 plus fail-safe conditions.
It's not a gift, it's a disease. They're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't. And it's not too late. If we're willing to sacrifice.
Ted, it doesn't need to be like this.
It already is, Samina. I did it 3 minutes ago.
You're the worst.
I searched Apollo. It's gone. All of it.
Wow.
Every copy.
A sacrifice? It's not a sacrifice, it's cultural obliteration, you crazy bastard! Millennia of culture.
I'm sorry. Really, I am. times to protect innocents. Innocents have to die.
Emergency alert. Titan atmosphere.
You, oh, Ted Farrow, you, oh, you're just, oh, you are such a terrible human being. TED Talks became something much more, yeah. Ted, I just, wow. Silence, hi, how are you doing? Are you gonna say something upsetting?
He killed them all.
So this is why. This is why we were trapped in benighted ignorance for an innocent future. Blameless men. He never saw the slaughter and the summary.
You are in your game,
Everything
Kalan.
these people achieved, all the knowledge of the old ones, evaporated, turned to dust, scattered to the void,
I wonder
like
if
the alphas themselves.
No. Not a void. When the hatch unsealed and scattered their ashes on the wind, it took them out among the world they made. The world we're living in. It's a monument to what they died trying to accomplish.
A monument to oblivion.
Not oblivion, silence. Hope.
Here's the question. Well, we're gonna do the thing, everybody. That Ted Farrow, he started the plague.
The Master Override. It's so small.
It's true.
All we have to do is kill Hades with it.
But what does that mean? Okay, it's true. It's easy to judge the psychosis of a post-apocalyptic survivor from comfort. This is true. I see you. So, he killed these people. I wonder what happened to Ted Farrow. Did he start Hades? Did he get even further and further into his psychosis and decide just to kill everybody? Is that what happened? This would be such a weird game if you didn't listen to anything. Like if you didn't... Wouldn't it? I don't... No, all the culture, how futurists will learn about Star Wars. Yeah, right? I mean, how would they learn about the Star Wars holiday special if it was all the... But I wonder if maybe it can be recovered? If we can maybe somehow find the Star Wars holiday special? Because we can't live with it.
Is that good?
Try not to fall to your death. The Master Override doesn't override gravity.
Wait a minute. He says try not to fall to my death, but like, has he met me? Here we go. We're gonna try not to fall. Jump. Oh, okay, we didn't die. Hey,
Keep holding.
there's a thing up there. I want to climb up. There's a thing up there, and I want to see it. Dive! Dive, my hawkmen! Dive! Oh. Well. Alright then. I suppose we go this way. Just, on the plus side, people might not think to take the tops of ice cream and lick them before them back to the grocery store. Just look at the positives. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. How are we feeling, everybody? Like, I mean... I don't think we can... Oh, there we go. Here we go. We have to go this way. I'm hangry. Hey, Thunair, how are you? Full of sushi. I want sushi. I think that would be delicious. Oh, by the way, after I finish stream today, I'm gonna get food. Like, I want you to know it. Now, What is the context of this food I'm going to get?
You're
Oh, he's here.
For a moment,
What?
our journey together has come to an
Oh, he's
end.
gonna try to kill me.
But before I go,
He's gonna try to
I
kill me.
think I owe it to you to tell you the rest of the story.
This is bad.
Go on.
This is
Some
bad.
time ago, I admitted that I'd been involved with the eclipse. But I never told you the full extent of my culpability. The truth is, I was there at the beginning. I found Hades, Aloy, buried on that mountain, trapped in that shattered titan. And I served it.
What?
It promised knowledge and delivered. Such knowledge, you have no idea.
And in exchange?
I helped create the eclipse. Helped it build a cult, an army to do its will.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because your success depends on knowing this.
Okay.
When I found Hades, the first thing it wanted to know about was the Spire. Not Meridian. The Spire. Now why would that be?
I don't know.
The Spire was created by Gaia.
Which part of Gaia?
Minerva. It's code-breaking module. Gaia built spires to transmit the codes that deactivated the Pharaoh robots, shut down their biomatter conversion systems. Hades wants to send a new transmission to wake the machines so they can devour the world all over again.
Yes. Based on what we've learned, that's my conclusion as well.
So the Eclipse, the robots they've resurrected, they're just a means to an end. An army to capture the Spire.
Yes. So Hades can exterminate life all over again. Unless you stop it.
Okay, tell me about everything. Tell me everything about you and Hades.
I want you to tell me everything. Hades, the Eclipse.
Yeah, he was the
Everything.
leader of the Death Cult.
It's
He
a
was.
long story, Aloy.
Then get started.
It began with a focus, recovered from an ancient ruin, as yours was so many years ago. In my case, the device was heavily damaged. There was just a flicker of life in it. I spent weeks studying it, attempting repairs, until finally, I succeeded. A whole new dimension of perception revealed, right before my eyes. That's when I detected it. A faint signal. Out there, something was searching, just like I was.
A real kindred spirit.
I followed the signal to its source. A shattered titan, buried in the jungles of the Jewel.
Hades?
So you thought it was a Titan? An old war machine?
I didn't know what to think. I'd seen such wreckage before. The Grave Horde, for example. But this was different.
Yeah, it's a whole new world of
This was
bioluminescent
not
chin
what
straps. It's amazing.
It couldn't speak when I found it, until my repairs gave it a voice.
Oh yeah, this guy's voice is amazing.
So began an exchange of knowledge. It wanted to know everything about our world, its tribes and machines. But the Spire was always its foremost concern.
They really did. He really does look like Lance Riddick. I mean, it's really amazing.
What did it want to know about the Spire?
Its precise location, the surrounding geography, who controlled the land. Meanwhile, Hades revealed to me many of the intricacies of ancient technology. It bid me to recover and repair more focuses. Before long, I had a couple dozen up and running.
Enough to equip a small army.
The commanders of one, anyway. I didn't care. I was learning so much. Physics, calculus. You have no idea.
Okay, why the Karja though?
And the Shadow Karja? How did they become involved?
The Karja Civil War was a happy coincidence. A perfect opportunity.
An opportunity?
Wow.
That's what it was to you?
Yes. Overnight, half the tribe was in exile, desperate to win back Holy Meridian. Their religion made them easy to manipulate. All I had to do was present Hades as the buried shadow of their mythology. So yes, It was an opportunity. I arranged for High Priest Bahavas to meet with Hades. Helis was there as well. And so the eclipse was born. Anything to win back Holy Meridian.
Neither of you cared about Meridian.
But Hades didn't care about Meridian. And neither did you.
We live in a world of fallen cities and vanished tribes. What were a few more?
Well, how about all of that, right?
Besides, I was too busy setting up the cult's focus network to Hades' specifications. A thrilling technical challenge, especially with the alterations I included of my own design.
The ability for you to spy on them.
Yes, I may have been foolish enough to serve Hades, but I was never so foolish that I trusted it. I installed what the ancients used to call a back door in the network. Secret access, empowering me to monitor all activity and communications.
Smart. So why did you betray them?
What made you turn on Hades? It certainly wasn't your conscience.
Actually, I was troubled the first time I saw the Eclipse raise an ancient war robot with my technology. I questioned Hades about its intentions.
A little late.
Indeed. I'd already outlived my usefulness. When I completed work on the Focus Network, Hades summoned me to receive my reward. The next moment, I heard it broadcast my kill order. I've been a fugitive ever since.
So you only quit because it was gonna kill you. Yeah, okay. When did you find out about me?
So when did I come into this? Our path together?
When Olin stumbled on you. System threat detected. That got my attention. A kill order against a savage Nora girl? Why would Hades bother with that? But then I saw that this Nora girl was wearing a focus and bore an uncanny resemblance to a great scientist of the old world. Helis moved quickly. I thought you were dead. But then I detected your focus inside the Nora mountain. The more I observed you, the more convinced I became of your extraordinary nature and usefulness. Through you, I could finally discover the secrets of the earth.
He still only cares about the secrets.
I vowed to do everything I could to ensure your success. The rest, as they used to say, is history.
Wow. I can say, is there nothing you won't do for knowledge? You've done what you could to make up for mistakes. I'm going to say, is there nothing you won't do for knowledge? Because I feel like he just said that's his only motivation for things.
The things you've done in the pursuit of knowledge, Silence. Pure recklessness.
Aloy.
Yes.
This wasn't a confession to elicit your judgment.
Unbelievable.
I've done all I can. From here on out, the rest is up to you.
That sounds ominous.
Take my lance. Fit the master override to it, and you have a means of injection.
Then I just need to get close enough to Hades' skull to stab it in?
Exactly.
Oh, no problem. Silence! Where will you go?
Elsewhere. And everywhere.
Is he really going?
There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
And all this?
I leave it to you, of course. As it turned out, it was yours all along. I was merely trespassing.
But you can probably help us restart Gaia. Silence! Oh. He's not willing to sacrifice himself to stop it, but thinks since she will be, since she looks like... Yeah, so, I mean, I just feel like he's not as helpful as he could be. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's listen to some of these right here. I can't. Intercepted transmission.
Task is complete. Yes. The focus network is active, built to your specifications. Check it yourself if you must. I'll wait. But I remind you of the reward you've been withholding. Quantum processing. Data has been compiled. Volume Come before me. You shall receive your reward. Very well. Fearless. Threat detected inside Eclipse.
Speak its name, O Shadow, and it will die.
You will eliminate this one. Silence.
Silence. Yes. A truth whispered at night is seen in the day. He was never one of us. It will be done.
Yeah, there's just like so many creepy people. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're just like, oh, hey, here's another creepy person. It's creepy person time. Duplicated focus data.
They're coming. Preparations are complete. Ah, loosen the Bahamas. Behold, as I promised you.
Everybody wants the King of Ashes. Yes, Levi.
Manner of great machine is this? I've never seen such a thing.
Oh, that's a good question, Rissa.
Stay! Stay your ground, Karja in Shadow!
Incorrect. Bow before the buried shadow.
The buried shadow, I don't understand.
Shiny, creepy people
Understand the
holding
that
hands.
perch upon the alight.
It speaks scripture.
Wow.
Paramon followed the shadow cast from the spire.
To the mesa where Holy Meridian was founded.
You will follow the shadow
Wow.
once more.
I am a righteous man, chosen of the sun. But in times of need, the powers of Shadow can accomplish what the sun alone cannot. Will you return to us what is ours, O Shadow of Prophecy?
Wow.
An army is required. Obey, and Meridian is yours.
Of our obedience you can be certain.
Wow. You know, Silence has a lot to answer for and doesn't seem to really care. That's first meeting.
I traveled far to find you. I heard your transmission. It was you, wasn't it? Entity is not known. I'm called Silence, and you are. I don't think you'd have called out if it wasn't something you wanted. You called, I responded. Will you tell me your name? Hades. You are a creation of the ancients. A war machine. Define timeline. Time? Ah. It is the 13th king of the Karja Sultan's reign. Define Karja.
Yeah.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Were you created by the ancients? I wonder how long you waited here, buried, until I chanced upon you. How long you'd have to wait for another. You're obviously very powerful, but you're not going to get anywhere without me. Titan frame merely houses intellect. Define Karja. Now that's more like it.
This is so... This is very intense. That's all. We're gonna craft a new lance, apparently. Can we... Is this gonna work? What's gonna... That's a cool thing. Well... We just... The looming shadow. Y'all.
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Derval, I know he'll defend the city. But the Spire...
Well, we need to get to a save point, everyone. I just don't even know how to process all of this at the moment. Well, I'm gonna jump on this rope and hope I don't die. So, here we go. Jump. Nope. Nope. I died. I died. Yeah, no, nope. That I died. Yep. So I don't know if you noticed, but that was not the thing to do. That wasn't it. Death is only the beginning. So in case anybody wondered, that was not the way to do it. I know, I just died.
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Derval, I know he'll defend the city. But the Spire...
It looked like the way to go, because look, you just like walk out this really obvious space, and then there are some ropes right here, but apparently if you jump off of them, you die. Rude. So let's try, because I gotta get to a save point. It really looks like should be able to grab it, right? I think the logs are all done. I will say, for the record, that I will note that I feel like I just feel like I have died more often to falling off of cliffs than I have to monsters. That's just how it feels. Let's see. This way. And maybe I'm wrong, but oh, here we go. Here's an epic rappel. Rope burn! Gravity is the true enemy. What's worse, gravity or monsters? Clearly gravity. Oh, isn't there like a song about defying gravity? You know, from the what do you call it? The Wicked? Oh, what is this? Sobek Journal. Just wrapped inspection of Gaia Prime site. Construction is well underway. Reactor installed. Plans for control room remind me of starship bridges on those cheesy old sci-fi vids. Living spaces for Alpha's already completed. Prefab modules. Fingers crossed we never have to seal ourselves in here. Not that Elysium sounds much better. Spent last week in the Bryce site. Designed Zero Dawn project labs. Drawing up protocols. The base repurposing was huge. Plenty of room for workspaces and residence blocks. The work crew's already set up in my office lab. I'm not a fan of the glass wall. Guess Murray's intention was to ensconce me as all-seeing presence. Ugh. Opposite effect. It makes me feel watched on display. Tempted to paint it over. Harry's recorded his presentation yesterday, suitably bleak. Scheduled to record mine Friday. As soon as reception, lounge, holo theaters, and first residence block at ZD site are finished, we'll start processing the candidates to be held outside of Tucson, 27 already. Extraction teams prioritizing Pacific Rim and Aussie candidates. How scared and confused they must be. Snatched off the street, carted across the world, held in cells. Here's hoping they understand once they see the big picture. Going to catch a few hours sleep here, then fly back to the ZD site. Harry's promised delivery of QB lattices by noon. Expect Mark 1 will take 2 weeks to machine, assemble, and test. I aim to launch Gaia at 06T grounding. From there, I'll spin her up past 10T. I wonder how long it'll take to break the 138T record. MIE can go hang. Sleep. Oh, I mean, it is not repelling. I do like they could watch Twitch on their journals. Yeah, right? I mean, okay. Let's see where our save point is. Save point. Just making sure I don't miss a lot of stuff. All right. This way? Yeah. I know where we are, folks. Where's our, I know where we are. I know where we are. I know we're headed. We can make it. We're gonna make it after all. That is, what theme song is that? That's Laverne and Shirley. Sorry, it's Laverne and Shirley. Give us any chance, we'll take it. Give us any rule, we'll break it. We're gonna make it after all.
Saving these for the trail.
I feel like I'm missing the green thing on the map. This one here is where we just came. That's Gaia Prime. This was that vantage point we saw, and this is our. Actually, why in the world am I even? Why in the world am I even doing this? I can just fast travel. But I know why I'm doing this, because I'm going to drop ourselves off here, get to where we need to be, and then I'm going to save, and then I'm going to go and do all of, like, I'm going to get my, I just want you to know, I am going to get my, my Victorian clothing tailored so that I will look presentable at Gen Con. Oh, hey, guess what? It looks like I'm about to jump off of a huge cliff that I should not jump off of. So, let's not do that. Let's not jump off the huge cliff. That looks very enticing, but is bad for me. Oh yeah, I should not forget the fancy armor. I will not forget
Save these for the trail.
Forget the fancy armor. Yes, so that's okay. So we need fancy armor. And Gen Con is in 2 weeks, which is very stressful. 2 weeks, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Am I lying? It's the end of it is the end of. Can I just jump off this? I probably can't. It is the end of July, beginning of August. Two and a half weeks. That's better. So we need to get down here. All right, that's fine. I didn't die, unlike normally. Because what do I like to do? I like to jump off of. It's the same weekend as Genki Con here. Oh, is that an anime con? Is that like a anime excitement sort of deal? I almost drank all of the water that I was supposed to drink, so I feel pretty good about that. We are going to make it after all. It's our way, yes, our way. Make everything come true, and we'll do it our way, yes, our way. I feel like there should be more lyrics to that theme song. 5, 6, 7, 8, Schlemiel, Schlemazel, House of Pepper Incorporated. Da 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 da. We're gonna do it. Give us any chance, we'll take it. Give us any rule, we'll break it. We're gonna make it after all. Nothing's gonna hold us back now. Straight ahead, we're on the track now. We're gonna make it after all. Yeah, I feel like they didn't, and we'll do. Yeah, there actually just were not a lot of lyrics. Is what we're learning. There were not a lot of lyrics. All right, everybody, here. We're gonna hang out over here for a moment. So, I'm not gonna raid today because I'm gonna go straight to grabbing all of my Victorian clothing and heading off to the dry cleaners. Japanese Pop Culture Convention, as they are a private company and they kick it. There ain't nothing we won't try now. Never heard the word. Oh yes. Ain't nothing we won't. Never heard the word impossible this time. There's no stopping us. We're gonna do it. Yeah. Thank you. I can't remember the melody for there ain't nothing we won't try. Do you get a fashion show? Maybe you will get a fashion show. I don't know if we can get the full length, but we'll see. So I am going to go to the dry cleaners, to the tailors. I'm going to get stuff altered because put it in there so I can get it back in time. Then I'm going to get a new printer, and then I'm going to prep for Cthulhu Confidential tomorrow at noon, Eastern Time on this channel. And then I'm going to see if I can bleach and dye my beard so that it is all blue and then trim it a little bit. Oh, I've got all of my props out here in the back hiding. they're all over here, all those props, but you can't see them. But they're waiting, you know, and I've got some props hanging out, getting ready. And thank you for the good luck. Here's the goal. We've got maximum 4 hours to finish that adventure, and I'm hoping we get it. I hope we get all of our stuff done. We will see. And what's funny is that I don't know how it's going to go because Rissa, who was my guinea pig for the off-stream test, went a totally different route first. So she did all this other stuff first, and she didn't do the stuff, like, they have done it in different orders. So I don't know, like, my sense of what the timing is like is a little bit different because they both went really different directions. So, like, really different directions. And I don't know yet how, like, there are things that Rissa had figured out by the end of the first session that Jackie Dash hasn't, and vice versa. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm very excited. So it's fun for me. I'm looking forward to it. But, my friends, come and catch me tomorrow at noon for Cthulhu Confidential if you are so inclined. Yeah. This is true. And then catch me all next week for more RPGs and streams, and let's find out what happens with... I think next week we're going to go and get the special suit and, do stuff. So that's the plan, everyone. I will thank you so much for being here. I am... Oh, and hey, next week for Gamer Stories, DSB is going to be our guest, and that's very exciting. And I'm excited for us all to have a great conversation about being a new gamer. So that's going to be really good. And I've got a lot. I will see you all. Snip, snip. I'm going to do all the things. Take care, everybody. And I'm going to catch you all on the flip side. Be well, and have some food, and do good things. Take care, everybody. Catch you on the flip side.